Hey everybody, come on in the room. Come on in the room. It's your girl, the Brooke Ashley, and today we are here to discuss The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 17, episode 12. And y'all, come on in the room. Come on in the room. First off, I hope you guys had a wonderful Juneteenth weekend. I know I did. I hope y'all had a nice Father's Day yesterday. If you went out for the Knicks parade, for all my New Yorkers, listen, honey, New York has really been on one. Like, we really are the greatest city in the world. And on top of that, you want to be in New York this summer. Like, this is, forget about anywhere else. Like, New York, we are really in our bag right now. So, yeah, honey, it's a New York summer this summer. All right. But y'all, come on in the room. Come on in the room. Thank you so much, y'all. Come on in, honey. Come on in. How y'all feeling? How are y'all doing, honey? I'm doing well. Yes, honey. Come on in, y'all. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Yes. Come on in, honey. Yes, honey. You already know. Thank you, guys. You guys are very sweet. Yes, come. Oh no, you haven't missed anything. The live just started. We are literally a minute in. We just turned on the camera. Come on in, y'all. My sister lives in Brooklyn. I hate the subway. I live in Texas. Oh, well, you need to come on out. Come on out to New York, girl. Because when I tell you, it is lit. Thank you, guys. Come on in. Come on in, baby. When I tell you this episode, I have so many questions for Kelli. Because Kelli, your scenes were a fool. Kelli, the way I was so tempted to put up that poorhouse cartoon as the thumbnail. That was originally going to be my thumbnail because Kelli, when it comes to your money, this is so foolish and you owe so many apologies. You were sitting up there last season acting like you had all this money, and this further confirms that those bags that you gave last season must have been fake, because I don't know how you go from 17 real bags to now we're broke. And I mean, this is a mess. I mean, baby, you have Miss Gina from OC looking like she's doing circles around you. And you know it's a sad day when Miss Gina over on OC looks like she has 2 nickels in her pocket. A mess. Come on, y'all. Come on in, honey. Come on in. Just a hot mess, y'all. That financial planner was sick of her. Yes, she is looking like a billionaire all within a year, honey. Someone on Twitter asked how she returned all 17 bags. I wanted to tag you, but didn't want to be messy. I'm screaming because they were loose bags, honey. Bragging just like a liar would. That scene with her financial advisor, a mess. It was a mess. And I was sitting up there shaking my head because Kelli, this sounds so foolish. We're gonna talk, honey. We're gonna get on into it. Honey, listen. She needs to get how Peter Guns and Amina and Tara were sitting up there getting assistance while they were on Love and Hip Hop, because Mona wasn't barely paying them anything. A hot mess. Spent a total of $100 on those bags. Okay, honey, those bags came in a garbage bag like Samad's friend. Hey, Dark Child 99, thank you for the super chat. Good afternoon, Brooke. I watched the 3 videos from 2024 that you suggested last Wednesday for us to watch. Oh, thank you. I enjoyed all your superb advice. I love learning about you, like how you are Caribbean like me and have siblings, and when you start your media journey. Thank you so much. Thank you. You said those videos are so good. Thank you, guys. I'm glad that you enjoyed those videos. Not the trash bag collection. Listen, honey, baby, I will never let that story die, because you don't understand. The image of this woman buying her boyfriend a PS5, and in return, he gifted her 100 fake bags in a garbage bag, just threw them on the floor and said, here you go, congratulations, happy birthday. The image just sends me over the edge every time. A mess. Oh my gosh. Hey, Dark Child 99, thank you for the super chat. I smiled so hard watching the video of you interviewing Andy, and sorry to hear about your non-responsive group chat invitation to your housewarming. Thank you. Just know we are your true friends in spirit on this platform, and in fact, it's lonely at the top. Sending you love. Thank you so much, Dark Child. I appreciate you. And also, I can't wait to meet you at the show. I cannot wait to meet you at the show next month. Y'all know, if you have not bought your tickets yet, the live show is less than a month away. July 17th at the Green Room 42. I will be there hosting my very own live show, honey. The link is down below to get your tickets. Baby, I have so many stories for y'all. I have some tea that I've been sitting on, some stories that I've been sitting on, a whole lot that I've been sitting on, and we are going to talk and chop it up. Kitchen table talk, a real good time, we're gonna have a great time, y'all. So I can't wait to meet you, Dark Child, because I know you bought your ticket. I can't wait to meet all of y'all who bought your tickets. We are going to cut up, honey. If you're not in the States, if you can't attend the show, there is a live stream option. So make sure to buy your live stream tickets as well. You will be able to be in all the fun. Even if you're not in the room in person, you will still be able to know all the tea, and we can just talk and do a little, like, because we're not going to talk about what we talked about at the show on here. That's between us at the live show, okay? All right, y'all. So let's get into this recap, y'all. Because, baby, when I tell you we have a lot to talk about, Kelli, you tried it. Angela is a friend of this show. I met Angela last month at the Vulture Party. She is beautiful. She's lovely. Angela, I had a great time talking to you. But Angela, we got to talk. Because this storyline with you and your daughter, Amari, I've had questions since last season. This story does not add up. None of this makes sense. And it is clear that you are giving us pieces because for whatever reason, you don't want to tell the real story, the whole story. There's some embarrassment there on both ends. But I'm going to need you to give us the full story or leave it on the playground. Because again, your two scenes with you and your daughter have me even more confused than ever. And frankly, I'm over it. If I can't get the full story, then don't even bring this to our attention. Okay? Just saying. Yes, they're not telling the full story. It's bits and pieces. It's a lot of nonsense going on. Angela, once again, I know you watch the channel. I love you. I love that, but I don't think that it's fair that you're playing on our intelligence. You're playing with our time by giving us piecemeal info about the whole story, okay? Either tell us the full story when it comes to you and Amari or leave it on the playground, respectfully. Okay. They're telling the full story on Twitter, but not on the show. I'm not seeing the full story on Twitter either. Ciao. Hey, Jacob. Thank you for the super chat. Did you see Angela on Housewives Live that Shamea told her about the rumors about her marriage last season? And one of Shamea's friends told her as well. So I didn't watch What Happens Live because I had to click over to Love Island at 9. So I need to catch up on What Happens Live and Rhode Island for tomorrow. But yeah, no, I did not see Angela last night in the clubhouse. My thing is this. I'm going to need her to give us the full story about her and Amari. Like, until we can get that, I don't really care about her and Shamea. I want to hear what is the real story about you and your daughter. Why are you guys pseudo-estranged? What's going on? Because we're all confused. That's what I want to know about. Okay. Yes, honey. We know it's the truth. Yes, Brooke, tell the truth and shame the devil. Both of Angela's scenes with Amari was a bunch of nothing. Yes, it was a bunch of nothing. It was. All right, y'all. So we open up the episode with Cynthia pulling up to Angela's house. Angela, you must have heard us whacking you when you had Drew over and you had those sorry chicken wings and 2 pieces of celery because Mama had a full spread for Miss Cynthia. We know that Cynthia does not play about her food, right? Now, Cynthia, I peeped how you pulled up empty-handed with a full stomach. I said, girl, child, okay, I said, all right, Cynthia, you're an OG. I'm going to let you slide. But Miss Cynthia, you know better than to pull up empty-handed. All right. Now, unless I missed it, did she bring some wine? What you said that was Longhorn? Oh, she had Longhorn Steakhouse. Hey, listen, I don't care if it was Longhorns, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, as long as she had something to serve her guest. Okay. All right. So anyhow, she brought her cheekbones. Okay, yeah, that's something, honey, because Cynthia's cheekbones are serious. All right. Listen, honey, mama is what? Face is snatched. Didn't bring a tequila wine or nothing. All right. So Angela says, I love me some Cynthia. I know that it's always going to be a good key, and the truth. Cynthia is amazing. So Cynthia's like, what have you been doing? What have you seen anybody since Drew's brunch? Angela says, no, I actually haven't seen anybody. So Cynthia says, well, child, I've seen a whole lot of people, but I do want to fill you in on my conversation the other day with Shamea. She says she has a lot of smoke for you based off of your non-lunch that took place a few weeks ago. Angela says, oh, yeah, because I wanted to eat. I was hungry. So now Cynthia says the other thing that she brought up was the post-surrogacy thing. She didn't go into a lot of detail, but something is going on with her mom. Her mom is having health issues. So that's stressing her out as well. So now Cynthia says, I asked Shamea if she's in therapy, and she told me that I don't have time for that. Shamea, when it comes to your mental well-being, you need to make time for therapy. All right. Shamea, I'm not trying to be funny because I really do want you to win. But if you have time to fool around and pencil in this rum business that's probably going to go bust, no shade. You have time to pencil in some therapy. I'm just saying, like, you're running around doing 11 things that don't make sense. You can pencil some time in for something that does make sense. Therapy is never a waste of time. You have the resources. The therapist can come to your house. You don't have to travel to them. Like, you have the means and the resources to make it happen. But baby, go see somebody, because I feel like between how you're acting this season, the interview with Carlos King, this show is weighing heavily on you, and you need to talk to somebody, okay? So make the time. Make the time for some therapy like yesterday. Yes, there's online. Honey, you have all sorts of online virtual therapy. You can cut out a cute hour of your day to pencil in some time for you and go on about your business, all right? Okay. Yes, she's been crying for 2 episodes straight. It's very true. You said as a psych, you said everybody should do therapy even if you don't think you need it. Yes. Listen, it's true. Go and talk to somebody. Go and talk to somebody for a few months. I promise you, it will do a world of good. Okay? If she can go on vacation over her family priorities, she could definitely find time for a therapist. She can zoom in like Angela did. I agree, especially if she wants to remain on this show. You can't fix the outside and neglect the inside. It's very true. Yes, therapy can help you manage your life. It's very true. Yes, she doesn't work. How does she not have time for therapy? I agree. Yes, she has resources. She has a chef. She has a whole team behind her. She has assistants. She has a stylist. She has people in her life to make her life a whole lot easier. She has a lot of time. She has a lot of time, a lot of help at her disposal. Shamea, I can't stress this enough, especially after seeing your Carlos King interview where you were distraught. I mean, this show is bringing you so much angst and woe and confusion and unhappiness. You're crying about you don't fit in. We see you crying at the end of this episode about how, you're tired, you're exhausted. This show is obviously weighing you down. Go speak to somebody. Go speak. There's no shame in speaking to somebody. All right. I don't mean to, go off on a tangent about that, but I think it's a shame that Shamea is saying that there's not enough time when she has the means to make the time. And we can move on from that. Cynthia says, none of us have the time for it, but we make the time for it. But all that she's going through seems stressful. So Angela says, well, that's the reason why she is the way she is. The bitch needs therapy. Angela says that she's in therapy because it forces her to take bigger risks and move on and move forward and take more chances. She says, Angela goes on to say that my heart does go out to her, especially when it comes to her mom dealing with health issues. She says, since losing her mom a year ago, most of it has been denial on her end, and the rest has been tears. She says, I do want to do something fun in honor of my mom. And Angela wants to do a celebration of life, maybe a fun basketball game with the women. So Cynthia says, oh, well, funny you should say that, because years ago, I hosted my own Bailey Bowl. It was like PE on a different level. That we could do a basketball game would be fun. Now, we all know how the Bailey Bowl went years ago. Nene and Marlo got into it. Their friendship was over. That was a hot mess. But kudos to Miss Cynthia for the Bailey Bowl and to bring that back now in 2026. Angela says that a basketball game would be a cute idea. And she says that her husband, Charles, could be a part of it. He could be the referee. We know that Charles was in the NBA, and now they both laugh, right? So that's a cute idea. I will say that this group, Atlanta gets top remarks for being able to film group scenes and actually have some fun, despite beefing heavily with each other. I will say that they get some of the best marks for me, because other franchises, they can't even do a group scene together if they're beefing. So I like how they're able to put their differences aside and just have some fun for a few hours. The skating activity last week, now the Bailey Bowl / basketball game in this episode, it was nice to see. All right. Yes, a true sisterhood. I agree. It looked better than Potomac's pickleball event. Oh, it sure did. Because don't forget, that pickleball event was a fool. Karen came in there. She had tinfoil pans with beans and franks. Everybody had iced out Wendy. Nobody was speaking to her. You have NECA there. Wendy's apologizing to Mia after Mia assaulted her. That whole event was a fool. Don't get me started on that. That pickleball event will never know any peace as long as I'm around. I mean, that was so shameful that Karen showed up with beans and franks, that pickleball event. That was so, don't get me started on that. That was ridiculous. That it was janky. It really was. Yes, honey, saltine crackers and Vienna sausages, very much so. Them baked beans send me every time. Karen brought beanie weenies and did. So now we cut to Portia. Portia's at her old house, which is now her mama's house. And we know that Portia is selling this house. So Portia says that this is bittersweet because this will be the last time she visits her mom in this house. Her mom, Diane, says, who knew the house would get so many offers? In 2 weeks, you got an all-cash offer. Portia says, oh, yes, it's crazy. These folks are ready to move in next month. Shout out to Portia, because one thing about it, Portia knows how to make some money. Okay? Portia says, when you're moving around assets, if I can sell the $2 million asset, make $1 million off of that to keep the $7 million asset, take the equity out of that, we're making smart business decisions. Listen, one thing about it, Portia can always make $1. Miss Mamas knows how to touch some paper. I'm here for all of it. Get your money. But I will say, though, it's so crazy that you're selling this house, Portia, because we all remember when you bought this house after you divorced Cordell. So it is bittersweet to see that, you know, we saw you buy the house and now it's being sold. But God bless. And honey, go and make your money. Okay. Yes, honey, she makes her money. So now she gets around to telling her mom about the skating rink activity the other day. She says, we needed it as a group. This renewed my hope for the group. And now she announces that her and Phaedra are planning a trip to Scotland for the girls. So Diane's like, oh, Scotland? And Portia says, yeah, remember that we both did traders in Scotland, so that's why. So Portia says, I need this trip to do its big one. The group needs to come back together. Get rid of the traitors and be faithful to this friendship. So now Portia brings up the whole thing about Dennis coming over the other day with her old ring. And Diane's like, are you serious, Portia? So Diane's like, you know, how did you feel when you saw the ring? Portia says, I was triggered. I know you want to make your point of you want me to choose right now, but I can't choose you, him, or her. I'm too busy choosing me. She says that she's gently dating. Listen, Portia, go back and get that ring. Get that ring, have that in your possession, and go ahead and sell it. You're sitting on that. That's a cool 6-figure check right there. Get out of your feelings, get back into your bag. That I would not have, I mean, yes, I would have been upset to see that ring. It would have triggered me too, but I'm never that triggered where I'm going to mess up my money. Thank you for the ring. Get the F out of my house. I'm going to the bank, putting that in a safety deposit box, and I'm going to sell that when the time comes. That's just me. Yes, honey, that ring will be sold. Okay? Immediately. Sell the ring and be done with it. Yes, get your money. Put that ring in a trust for Pilar. Very true. Listen, honey, I would have pocketed that ring the same way Fantasia's husband pocketed her old ring when he re-proposed to her a few months ago. And he slipped her old ring and put it in his pocket in that tight, ill-fitting suit. Yeah, I would have had that ring in my back pocket as well. So, Portia, get out your feelings, get that ring, sell it, and make your money. Listen, honey, I'm going to always bring that up. That live was legendary. I'm going to always bring that up because as you got, go back and watch that video. He slipped that ring, her old ring off of her finger, put the new ring on, and then put that old ring back in his pocket. I said, now wait, why did he put that old ring on another finger? A mess. We'll talk about Fantasia another time, but just a hot mess. A hot mess. Okay? So anyhow, we now cut to Kelli. Kelli is talking, she is walking into an office and she's meeting her financial advisor, Johnny. I thought that Johnny was perfect because he was no nonsense. He let Kelli know that she's making no sense and her spending habits and what's going on with her is a fool. So Johnny's like, we're going to have a hard discussion about your budget. Let's start with the basics. How much do you think you're bringing in a month? So Kelli says, one of the locations, the McDonough location, is bringing in $75,000 a month. The Sandy Springs location is only bringing in $15,000 a month. She says, I'm meeting up with a financial planner to figure out what my next steps look like. She says the Sandy Springs number scares her. So now Johnny says, I promise I won't judge you, but let's figure out what's coming out of your bank account. So he says, let's start off with your car payment and car insurance. Kelli says that her Range Rover car payment is $2,000 and the insurance is $600. Kelli, why are we paying $2,000 a month for a Range Rover? You didn't put any money down at all at the dealership. Your credit score must have been a 500 and you put no money down, because I was expecting you to say my Range Rover car payment is between $800 to maybe $1,200, $1,300 max. Your car payment is $2,000. You didn't put any money down and that credit score is a 350. Also, I had no idea. Thank you. I had no idea that she even had a Range Rover, because I remember she had a rental her first season, and we always saw her in that Sprinter van party bus with her team. I didn't know she had a Range Rover. I thought she was doing Uber X and Lyfts and the MARTA and the Sprinter van. I had no idea. I was just like, girl, this is a mess. This is a mess. Listen, I'm confused. Why is your car payment $2,000? Girl, you know, Kelli, I'm just... She put no money down. You went into Range Rover and you said, listen, I'm on the Housewives of Atlanta. Please hook me up with a deal. Just let me ride off the lot with something. I'll pay whatever you guys want me to pay. You must have locked into a 98-month lease, $2,000 a month with a 250 credit score. This is a fool. No, that's not even the Range Rover. That's 180,000. The autobiography that Kyle and Dorit have. No, she has the not a Range Rover Sport. She has like the Range Rover. I think that's like around maybe like 80,000, 85,000. Yeah, this whole thing makes no sense. She's not an IOU, honey. Hey, BK Rachel, thank you for the super chat. $75,000 a month is $2,500 a day. She's making no money. I'm confused, honey. I'm confused. With the CD player, 132-month lease with zero down, honey. That's exactly what happened. You see how Broomstick, aka Brit, was stunning last season. They used to be best friends. Yeah, honey, two frauds. Maybe it was 90,000, like the lady that emailed you. Oh my gosh. Now she's making the credit score lower and lower, honey. Hey, cool nerd. Thank you for the super chat. Did you peep the flashback of the loose designer bags? I sure did. Cool nerd. Wait 1 minute, honey. I got you. Give me. We're gonna talk about that scene because you know I was screaming when they showed that. So now he says, Johnny says, well, let's talk about your beauty and makeup. She says, oh, when it comes to beauty, that's about $2,500. All right, makeup, you get your glam done. Fine, I can see that. That makes sense. Now, speaking of makeup, honey, you know that I love my makeup, and today's video is sponsored by Jones Road Beauty, honey. Get into it, okay? And watch the whole ad because there is a special gift for you if you use my code at checkout, all right? But shout out to Jones Road Beauty. I'm gonna play the ad for you right now, all right? Y'all know that I love makeup, I love all things beauty, and Jones Road Beauty is absolute perfection. I love to feel sexy with a nice fresh face, and when I tell y'all the Jones Road Miracle Balm is my favorite. I use it all the time, and I love that glow, especially with the warmer months approaching. Summer is around the corner. I want to feel like I was on a beach getting tan every single day. And the shade that I'm wearing is Golden Hour. And I know the name alone, right? Doesn't it feel like summer? You can also use the Miracle Balm as a highlighter, bronzer, blush, and lip tint too. It's the ultimate no-fuss multitasker. And the best part about it, all Jones Road formulas are clean and high performing because clean beauty is a no-brainer. And another great product that I think is awesome is the Jones Road Beauty Foundation Stick. You'll love how it gives you medium to full coverage without ever looking cakey or heavy. And the best part, it's available in 30 shades to match a wide range of skin tones. Modern day makeup that's clean, strategic, and multifunctional for effortless routines. For a limited time, our listeners are getting a free full-size mascara on their first purchase when they use code Brooke at checkout. Just head to jonesroadbeauty.com and use code Brooke at checkout. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support my show and tell them that my show sent you. Hey y'all, once again, a special thank you to Jones Road Beauty. When I tell y'all, I love this Miracle Balm. You see this glow, honey? Yes, honey. Get into it, honey. Get into it. I use her like all the time. You see how like, my fingerprints are all up in it. But yeah, honey, get into it. It gives you a nice glow, a nice summertime glow, honey. And make sure to use the code down below. It's in the description box. And you can glow just like this, honey. Get you a free mascara at checkout too, all right? But thank you to my sponsors over at Jones Road Beauty. Now, y'all, back to the recap, honey. First off, I'll say this. $2,500 on beauty. I'm not mad at that. That sounds about right. You want to look good. And like Peach Spirit, I think you said the same thing, right? I saw your comment when you said, no matter what you go through, always look good. So I'll say this. I think it does make sense to always make sure you look good and snatched. I'm not mad at that. She is on a TV show. She is in the public eye. So get your makeup done, your glam team. that makes sense. All right. That makes a lot of sense. I'm here for that. You look good. You feel good. You attract new opportunities, new people. So I'm here for that. So Kelli, keep doing that with the glam. That makes sense. Johnny's like, okay, so what about your hair? Kelli's silent. Johnny says, well, let's start around $1,500. Is it more or less than that? So Kelli says, well, let's say that is $3,000 a month. That's fair. I mean, listen, honey, we know, especially as Black women, if you do sew-ins, wigs, whatever, you know, if you want a good, the hair has to be right. So $3,000 a month on her hair, I'm here for it. The appointments in between to keep it all right, I'm not mad at that. So the beauty and hair, Kelli, I'm with you on that. That's fine. So now Johnny is asking her, what's your shopping bill? What do you spend on clothes a month, right? Kelli says, Kelli's quiet. So he's like, would you say that it's $5,000 on clothes? So now she's quiet again. And now she says, let's just make it an even $8,000. Then she says, you know what? Make it $8,500 a month. So Kelli, I'm all for a good piece. Like, I love my designer. I love clothes, right? If we're spending $8,500 a month on clothes, why I'm not seeing it? Like, I should be able to see it that you're spending that amount on clothes. The majority of your looks are tacky, gaudy, and cheap. It's no shade. But when I see you, I'm not seeing $8,500 a month. I'm seeing it's no shade. But if you had said I spend $1,500 on clothes, I believe you. Yes, her clothes aren't tailored. Your clothes, you're swimming in your clothes. The clothes eat you up. I'm really, Kelli, you're better off going to H&M, Zara, Aritzia, because I'm not seeing $8,500 a month for clothes. I'm not. I'm really not. I'm not. It's respectfully. You must be buying things just because of the name, if that's the case. It must be on bags and it must be on shoes. Maybe you're buying a lot of designer shoes, because for clothes wise, I'm not seeing $8,500 a month. I'm not. Yes, honey, I need the receipts. Yeah, honey, we are confusion. Where are the designer pieces? Maybe if she said $8,500 a year, listen, she was probably joking. Listing, you said, wait, listing higher prices because the cameras were there. Hold on. Because I got the impression that she was trying to front for the cameras. Sorry, y'all. My voice is giving out. I don't know why. But yes, it did give that she was trying to up the expenses to make it seem like she's so luxurious when it's really not that. None of her pieces, none of the outfits give me $8,500 a month at all. At all. Too many unnatural fibers for $8,500. Yes, it's like, babe, it's giving polyester. There's too much polyester in the closet for you to be saying that it's $8,500 a month on clothes, respectfully. Where is the cotton? Where is the silk? Because it's too much polyester for, I'm not buying what you're selling. The clothes are giving Mia when she was on Potomac, respectfully. Spandex, okay? So now Johnny says, well, we're at $22,000 a month now. So Kelli says in her confessional, I was truly a housewife in my marriage. I didn't worry about bills. I didn't know how to make my car payment. never had to worry about debt because I didn't have any. Now it's time to tie up some loose ends and make a decision on what my future looks like. So I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like some women put on about, I don't know how to pay bills. I didn't know how to pay a bill until now. I'm not buying that. Because before you were married, I'm sure you knew how to pay a bill. Like, it's not hard to pay a bill. You log online and you go on the website, you go on the company's website and you just click submit payment. Like this whole thing about, oh, I didn't know how to pay a bill, or my husband does all that because I don't even know how to pay the light bill or the mortgage. I don't even know how to pay the car payment. It's like, stop. Like, it's I'm not trying to be funny, but if you're an adult and you've ever had a credit card or whatever, you log onto the app, you log onto the website, you call the phone number and you pay the bill. And Kelli, I can see that if your husband is extremely wealthy, like if your husband is pulling in 10 million and up, if your husband is clearing 2 to 3 million and up, I can see you saying that. But if your husband was pulling in 100,000, 200,000 a year, that's a nice salary, but that's not that kind of money where you just live with your head in the sand and you don't know how to pay a bill. Like I'm just tired of the girls putting on. Am I making sense? Like, if you're upper middle class, this whole thing of I don't know how to pay a bill, I'm just like upper middle class is cute. Like that she's a cute girl. Like, it's still cute, top 5%. Like, you're still doing well in life, but it's not 0.00001% where you guys have billions, or you're not a multi-millionaire. You're not clearing 50 million to be saying, I don't know how to pay a bill, I don't know how to do anything. Does that make sense? Like, does that make, like, do you get what I'm saying? Like you feel what I'm saying? Like, if Neiman Marcus is still a treat every quarter, you can't hit me with that, I don't know how to pay a bill. Like, does that make sense? Let's move on. Her ex was in Men's Warehouse finest. Let's talk about it. Your husband was in an ill-fitting suit. He looked horrible. That ill-fitting suit, I mean, he looked horrendous. You're not fooling me that you didn't know how to pay a bill. Your husband did not give that. It gave a cute 6-figure salary. It gave between the $150,000, $300,000 range. And that's a nice salary, right? But let's not act like that's Jeff Bezos. You feel what I'm saying? Like how one of y'all clocked Miss Kelsey on Rhode Island, where you said she gave very much ShopRite. Like, your ShopRite, AMP, for all my, my Northeast, if you're from the Northeast, you're from New York, New Jersey, ShopRite, AMP, and you're trying to act like it's too much. It's giving cubicle, it's giving chess king. Ill-fitted suit with a receding hairline, pushed back to the 1900s. Exactly. Like Dress Barn, honey. You got me screaming. You have me screaming. Okay. Brooke, you're too generous. I did not give $250,000 range. I'm trying to be nice. To quote Dorinda, money talks, wealth whispers. Exactly. She had a notes app with all the bill account numbers. Please. Exactly, honey. Exactly. Baby, you said his suit was giving the Goodwill suits. Like, Kelli, please stop. You knew how to pay a bill. Enough. So now Johnny says, let's see what we can pull back on. For instance, you have a housekeeper, you have your dog Cha-Cha. Kelli says, you're not telling me to get rid of my dog. And he says, well, no, but the expenses attached to Cha-Cha, yes. So we find out that Kelli was buying Cha-Cha wigs at $500 a pop. Why are we buying dogs wigs? For all the dog people in the chat, I don't have pets, but I don't want to speak out of turn. I know how the pet lovers get. Let's move on from that. I'm not gonna say too much. I'm gonna keep it cute. But why are we buying wigs for a dog? And that Party City wig on Cha Cha, when they showed the flashback, that wig did not give $500. That gave $5 Party City. Let's move on. Yes, even if the wig was $50, that wig did not make any sense. Kelli, your priorities are messed up. Kelli tells Johnny that he's an aggressive man. Johnny says, I've been told that, but right now I'm not your friend. I'm your accountant. I was here for that. Again, Kelli, so I want to ask you this, Kelli. Jarvis allegedly gave you $70,000 for the new teeth. Why didn't we use that $70,000 on expenses? I'm just confused. Like the priorities. Let's move, because you know what? I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna tear you up in that next scene when you look at that rental house. I'm gonna get you. So I'm gonna hold my thoughts on that. I'm gonna get you later on. So just sit back, girl, because I'm gonna get you again. I'm gonna get you again because this makes no sense, Kelli. So now we have a scene with K. Michelle at the doctor. At the doctor's, her doctor says, how have you been? How are you doing? You recovered from our procedure. She says, I'm doing a lot better. I wanted to come and talk to you about next steps. She says that her body's gone through a lot. She's on her 15th ass now. From 35 until now, this has changed her life, and she just wants to be healthy. So now K. Michelle's asking about a lift and how to fix her scars. And so she says, I'm tired of the big old whopper on my back. She says, I want a nice fitness body. I want to be healthy. Her doctor says, look, I don't think that it's a good idea for you to go for implants. You already have a good amount of scarring. We do have fat that we can take off the shelf. It's been sterilized. We can inject that in you, but implants are a no. So K. Michelle says that she has silicone floating through her body that will never come out. She's labeled as a chronic pain patient, but she's not above upgrading herself. Kay, I say this with love. When is enough enough? If I were in your position, I would not be thinking about another surgery. Like, and don't get me wrong, I am all for cosmetic surgery. If you want the nose job, get it. If you want the boob job, get it. If you want a lift, a nip tuck, fillers, like I am pro plastic surgery. But in K. Michelle's case, I think that it's done. Like it needs to be over and done with. Like, and Kay, in this scene, you looked so beautiful. Like you look great. I don't know what more you want to get done. Like it's becoming an obsession at this point. Because what more is there to get done? How can you even fix your lips to say, well, I'm not above upgrading myself? I'm like, girl, you are a 10 in the face. You are a beautiful woman. It's enough. Like you almost lost your life due to these illegal butt injections. You have silicone floating through your body that will never come out. You've gotten several other procedures done. When is enough enough? It's just like, Kay, please. Like, I just need her to stop. I don't want to hear her talk about any more surgeries. I think that she has an obsession with surgery. It's never going to stop for her. She's never going to be happy with what she sees, no matter what she gets done. Like, it's enough. It's really enough. As Sheree says, squats, not shots. Do that, Kay. I agree. Body dysmorphia. When she said she's in chronic pain, isn't that when it's enough? I agree. The lady don't care about her life, child. You're beautiful. There's nothing else that needs to be done. She better be careful. Child, she wants to look like Drew. It's time for the gym, not surgery. As a fan, it's enough already. Inflaming a scarred area with silicone is very dangerous. I agree. Poor self-esteem. You said Kay called somebody dumb. Who did she call dumb? She looks good. Yes, she looks good. I think that she looks good. I think that her face looks good. There's nothing else I feel that she needs to even think about touching. She needs to like what she sees, because she looks good. Like what she's had done already, she does look good. I don't know what more she wants to get tweaked. It's just, child. Kay, I really hope that you don't think about any more surgeries. I really don't, because your health is most important. You already got stuff done. You look great. It's enough already. So now, Angela. We see that she's at home with her daughter, Amari. They're chatting, sitting down on the couch with some wine. And you can feel the tension between them. And Angela, I'm not going to hold you. I had to rewind this scene several times because you are talking in circles. I wish that you had never brought this storyline to us in the first place if you will not tell us what's really going on. I am tired. We, the audience, are exhausted. What is the real truth? Let's get to the root of why you and Amari are estranged. Please, I'm tired. And Amari, I have some thoughts about you too, because Amari, I think that you're full of it as well. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a few minutes. Hey JJ, thank you for the super chat. Brooke clocked Kelly's fraudulence the minute she didn't have a duster for any of those 16 bags. It's giving Canal Street Kelly. Yeah, because I was like, girl, do you have 17 designer bags money? And none of those bags had a duster bag. None of them came in a shopping bag. Who has a Dior bag loose? Who has a Chanel bag loose? Like that's the best part about getting a designer bag. You have the shopping bag and then the box and then the duster bag. There was none of that. She's like, okay, here you go, here you go, here you go. It gave very much Samad's friend who gave his ex-girlfriend them fake bags in the garbage bag. A mess. It's all DH Gate, 17 fake bags. Just a mess, honey. Oh, hey, Jacob. Thank you for the super chat. She said her business brings in $75,000 a month. How does she live her lifestyle when her restaurant doesn't even make six figures? Kelly is fronting. She is fronting. It's stunts and shows with her. Hey, D. Huford. Thank you for the super chat. At least Kim Zolciak and Marlo got townhouses out of their Johns. Where's Jarvis? He should be good for a condo at least. I agree. Yeah, Kim Z and Marlo got something out of the deal. Kelly is giving us nothing. Not a car. Why isn't Jarvis covering her car payment? And none of this makes sense. None of this makes sense whatsoever. I don't think that Jarvis is real. Hey, cool nerd. Thank you for the super chat. No shade. The restaurant is there to... Oh, you think so? Now, I don't know about that. I'm not going to speak on that, child. We got to be careful about what we say in public. So, I hope that's not the truth. I hope that's not the case. Hey, the informed. Thank you for the super chat. Wendy said the same thing about bills. Okay, so see, we see each other. She sure did. In season 9, she said, because I don't know before it all hit the fan, she said that, and I said, now, girl, why are you lying? You have too many degrees. You are too smart to act like you don't know about bills. You know about the bills. That was a bold-faced lie, especially since it's giving that she was a breadwinner in that marriage since she came on this show, because we have not seen Eddie clock in for a job, but I digress. Before Happy Eddie, what was he doing to bring in income? I'll wait. So that whole thing about he paid all the bills and she doesn't know anything about the bills, that was a bold-faced lie. A bold-faced lie. And we're going to leave it at that. Hey, Jacob, thank you for the super chat. The teeth were an ad. Yeah, they said on Reddit that allegedly she was wearing a t-shirt with the name of the practice who did her teeth. Hey, KM Bax, thank you for the super chat. I think Jarvis is actually Shamea. Okay, so I thought that too. I feel that way too. It is because we know that Shamea is generous. Shamea will slide a friend a few dollars if they need it, and they're really close. I've gotten that feeling that maybe Shamea is the one who's actually helping. Shamea and Gerald are helping Kelli out, and there is no Jarvis. Hey, so Steph, thank you for the super chat. Kay needs to see the lady, not a surgeon. Next caller, I agree. Hey, JJ, thank you for the super chat. If Kay is a chronic pain patient, why is she drinking so much with all the meds she's taking? Yes, maybe that's contributing to the delusions. Listen, I mean, it makes sense because you should not be mixing pain meds with alcohol. That's a recipe for disaster. Shamea will buy your friendship. Shamea loves helping the needy. Why didn't Kelli just splurge once and give her daughter one high-end bag? I agree, because she was too busy trying to stunt for the show and make us believe a lie. But I had a side eye when I first saw that scene. I said, why aren't any of those bags in a designer box? Where is the designer bag? Where is the box? And where is the duster bag? Just loose. They're just all sitting on the table loose. I said, a mess. A mess. So now, back to Angela and her daughter. Angela's already on edge before they even talk. And Amari's like, what's wrong? So Angela says, oh, nothing. I talked to Dr. Wendy earlier, and Dr. Wendy is her therapist. Not to be confused with the good doctor on Potomac and all that she has going on. So now, Angela says that when she talked to her therapist, Dr. Wendy told her that Amari being married, that's her story to tell. Angela says that her daughter Amari wants 1 foot in and 1 foot out. She wants to be a child in her house, but an adult in her home, in her marital home. She needs to tell the truth to her siblings, Arlie and Avon, that she is married. So Angela says, I want your siblings to know because I don't want them to be blindsided. So Amari says, blindsided? How are you going to mix the kids in this? So she's annoyed. So Angela said Amari's partner has been coming around since she was 17. And the kids believe that that's her best friend. So now we see Amari in a confessional. We generally do not see kids in their own confessional. We've seen that a few times on Jersey. They give Teresa's daughters their own confessionals from time to time. Vicky's daughter on OC, Brianna, she would get her own confessional too. But besides that, kids do not get their own confessionals. Let me know if you think I'm reaching. There was a part of me that felt like production only gave Amari a confessional because they were hoping that she would spill some tea that her mom did not want her to talk about. It just felt very calculated, like, okay, we know that you and your mom are obviously hiding something when it comes to this whole storyline. Let's see if we can get you one-on-one to spill some tea while she's not here. That's what it gave. It gave that, right? It was just, because I felt like we don't really need an Amari confessional, no shade. But it gave production was up to something, because production never does something out of the kindness of their hearts. It's always to get some extra information and to put a strain on relationships. It felt very shady and sinister. I agree. So now the producer's asking Amari, would she be more comfortable telling her siblings if she was married to a man? And Amari says, of course, because that's the norm in society. You see that every day on Disney. Maybe in a couple of years, I'll tell them. Queen Ling your comment in the last recap, you said something about maybe the reason why Angela does not want to tell the kids because I guess that's considered outing somebody if people don't know. I didn't even think about that. You might be correct with your theory. But either way, I think this whole situation is very sticky. And I think that she needs to tell her siblings. I think so. I don't know why she's waiting a few years. You said we're in 2026. That's your truth. Why are you hiding it? I don't think that's it. It must be internalized homophobia from the daughter. None of this makes any sense. That was my theory, but this episode has me questioning. Something in the milk is not clean. Be who you are for your pride. I don't think she's fully comfortable in her sexuality. Yeah, it's giving me a little bit of Kyle from Beverly Hills, where Kyle was dancing around it as well when she was dating Morgan. Again, I don't want to speak out of turn, but something doesn't make any sense. There's hesitation on the daughter's part. Like you said, she's not fully comfortable. That's what it gives. I just don't know what to think. This whole thing doesn't, you said, could age be a thing? But I feel like they live in Atlanta, right? They go to school. They're like middle school age. Well, the boy is middle school age. He's 11 or 12 years old. The daughter's 9. They're both preteens. They know, I'm sure they know, they know what gay is. I'm sure the kids at their school talk. So I think that it's kind of silly for their sister not to tell them what's going on because they're going to find out from somebody at school. I don't know. I'm just confused, y'all. It feels like her wife forced her into this. Oh, you think so? That never crossed my mind. She wasn't ready to get married, especially gay married. That never crossed my mind. Do you think that's it? How old is the wife? I guess she said that they have to be the same age. She's been coming around since they were both teenagers. They probably already know. I think so too. Yes, the boy came down the steps and he was listening, eavesdropping on the conversation. So I'm sure he heard. Also, doesn't it bother her wife? Yeah, I'm very confused on all this. You said, I cannot stand the age argument. Attraction preference is not sexual. Sex is sexual. The love of her life is a choice. Age is a homophobic excuse. His ear was to the wall. Yeah, he was like, honey, the way her son was, he was perched on the stairwell. He was like this. He was listening to the whole conversation. I said, Amari, the secret has been revealed. The jig is up. You might as well just reveal it because I think your brother already heard. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm kind of treading lightly around this whole scene. This whole storyline to me is very odd. I don't know why this is a storyline. Like, why are we making your child's sexuality, secret marriage a storyline? It's supposed to be about you and what you have going on, not your child. This whole thing just feels very off, in my opinion. Yes, he heard everything. I agree. Child. Angela, once again, you have some explaining to do. I'm just confused. So now, Amari says, before we can get there, can we just open it up? You're saying that I'm going to hurt the kids, and that's not fair because we're not getting to the root of it all. What is the root of it all? If somebody could explain that, I would be so appreciative. Angela, once again, I think that you bit off more than you could chew. You thought this storyline was just going to go away, but honey, you brought it to the forefront, and now here it is that you don't want the truth to be exposed. Because what is Amari talking about when she says, let's get to the root of it all? It's obviously inferring that there's some other mess that we don't know about. What is the truth? Leave us out of it. They were both talking in circles. Yes, they were. So now Angela's upset and she's like, this is not going how I wanted it to go. And now Amari's asking, do you know why I didn't tell you? So Angela says, it's not even about why you didn't want to tell me. Amari says, I didn't want to tell you because you were impossible to talk to. Angela says, I was with you every day. Amari says, yes, but I had to hear all the stuff that you were going through. You never see my point of view. So a few quick points here. Amari saying, do you know why I didn't want to tell you? And then Angela saying, it's not about that. I was with you every day. They were having two different conversations. When I tell y'all, I was so confused. I was speechless. I said, what are we talking about? To me, it sounded like Amari was hinting that she didn't feel comfortable telling her mom because of her mom's reaction. And then the way Angela cut her off and said, no, it's not about that. I was with you every day, dismissing her. It gave, girl, shut up. The cameras are on. Don't tell the real truth because it's going to make us both look bad. It just gave that Angela was trying to tell her to be quiet before you say too much. And we're to the point of no return. That conversation was spliced up real weird. It was real weird, honey. It was real weird. We're all confused together. Yes. Talking over each other, making completely different points about the same situation. I agree. Also, when Amari said, I was too busy listening to you about your problems, my thought process was, were her and Charles having issues? Well, she said that they were last season. So wait, Angela, were you trauma dumping on your daughter about your marriage? And I want to know this. What's the relationship like between Amari and Charles? Like, for some reason, I just get this weird feeling that Charles and Amari are distant. Like, I don't know. It's just giving that there's a lot of mess and dysfunction in your household. And I'm not trying to be shady, Angela, but it feels like there's a lot of dysfunction. Because y'all were both saying some things that had me like, what's going on? You know, like, we're just, I don't know. Yeah, and that is kind of alarming, knowing that you were trauma dumping on your daughter. That's not a child's job to absorb the emotional weight of their parent. Angela, you should not have opened up this can of worms, because now we're all looking at you with a bit of a side eye, like, girl, what's going on in your house? Let's tap into that, because this is all a mess. It was a very strange scene. I agree. Yes. Same here, because it's not adding up. It's not adding up. And every time Amari said something, now don't get me wrong, I have a side eye for Amari too, because I feel like Amari is a bit immature and kind of manipulative with the way that she kind of always storms off when she doesn't want to hear, when she's not hearing what she wants to hear, like she did in this scene. But I need to know what part Angela played in this whole mess too. Because when she said, but you trauma dumped on me and you didn't listen to me, it just, something's off. Something's off. It's a lot of dysfunction, honey. It's a lot of dysfunction. Yes, it's boundary and honesty issues. I agree. I would have left too. My mama shut me down like that. Yes, Angela cuts her off because she did not want her daughter to reveal something that would make her look bad. Oh, very much so. Very much so. Because I peeped it at the beginning of this conversation when Angela put her head down and said, oh my gosh, this is not going how I wanted it to go. That was her way of like, oh my gosh, like, girl, you're going off script. You're about to make us both look bad enough. Like, you can already feel that something's not right. And they're both holding back. They could have kept that storyline. I agree. Might be another Jackie Christie situation in the making. There's something off. And I'm gonna just leave it right there. Not liking this side of Angela. Angela did come off well, did not come off. You said she came off well in that scene. She didn't come off well in that scene at all, which is sad because she's a fan favorite. Her slip is starting to fall. Child. Amari wants to air out her mama bad. Yeah, I hate to see it too. I think Charles could be a factor. Yes, lots of static there. I agree. So I'm thinking that too. And that's the real issue. I'm gonna go back and do a rewatch of the first few episodes of last season because I feel like Angela hinted about Amari and Charles. Like there's something, I think that Charles is a factor in this. I do. I believe so. And Angela is really afraid that it's all going to come out in the wash. You said parenting is hard. Take this over to Basketball Wives. That's very true. They ain't rehearsed them lines 1,000 times like Patti LaBelle said. Angela's covering for Charles. Yes, I was thinking, don't pick, you said she doesn't want to choose her child over her husband, in my personal opinion, and I would respect if she just said that. Damn. Child. Listen, honey, there are several theories that you guys have about Charles and the Charles of it all. I would not be surprised if that were the case. Like all of y'all are making great points. I would not be surprised because like I'm starting to think that Charles has something to do with all of this. I'm starting to think that. You said why are people blaming Charles? Hasn't even come up in the conversation. Is stuff that pay attention to what people don't say. There's something missing. I'll put it this way. I would not be surprised. He's a Black man of a certain age. You know, like, let's not act like older Black folks are the most open-minded. Do you know what I'm like? So like, it's not far-fetched. Something's missing. Folks aren't blaming him. They're just giving theories about maybe there could be a strong possibility of he's something to do with this whole thing with Amari and Angela. So that's all you says because we've seen stuff like this before. There's definitely more to the story than we don't know. I agree. So, yes, it's very true. Oh, yes, that's another good point. That's another good point too. So, child, let's just move on. But we see each other, y'all. We see each other on this because this whole scene was very strange, like y'all said. When the son, Avon, came listening at the steps, I said, y'all might as well tell the boy. He heard the whole entire thing. He heard about Amari being married. He now knows. I was actually waiting for him to come down and say, hey, surprise, I'm here. I heard y'all. That would have been some TV. I was like, damn, honey, if he had come down those steps and say, hey, mom, hey, Amari, I heard you guys, that would have been a reaction we would have all been gagged, like, hold on, keep the cameras rolling. So now Amari says, I tried to come to you before, not to tell you about the marriage, because I didn't want anybody to know, but I feel like you're not understanding where I'm coming from. Once again, I wrote a big old question mark in my notes. That made no sense to me. Angela says, I feel like you're very entitled and spoiled. Amari says, entitled, I pay my own bills, I take care of myself. So, Angela, I'm surprised. So you don't give Amari any money? There's no help at all? Well, I guess not. She was living with the grandmother and the aunt. So listen, overall, all I have to say is this family dynamic is a mess. It's no shade. It's a bunch of dysfunction, and I can't make heads or tails of what's going on. I need Angela to tell us the truth of what happened. This just makes no sense. Their family is strange, very much so. Angela says, right now we're not connecting. We need to bring Dr. Wendy in and explore the real issue because right now it's damaged and it's strained. So now Mari gets up to go. She's annoyed. Again, Angela, there are a lot of issues in that house. I have no comment. Let's move on to the next thing, Claudia, in my funky Dineva voice, because I was floored by this entire scene. I was like, what is going on? What did I just hear? A mess. So now we do see some cute short scenes. We have K. Michelle having a meeting with her team about her country album that still isn't out yet. Phaedra's with Willie Watkins, the funeral director. And now we see Pinky's daughter in a fashion show. Pinky's daughter is adorable. That pose that she gave at the end, she was like, I was like, come on. I was like, come through, girl, come through. But the kids are too cute. So now we see Shamea in her home salon getting her nails done. Her nail tech is over. Shamea's mom is over. And she's telling them about her trip to Scotland. She's excited. She says, I'm figuring out what I want to wear. And now her nail tech makes a joke saying, make sure to bring a backpack this time. Because you know how last season her luggage was lost. So now she says, I'm going to layer up this time and wear all my stuff. So that way it's already there and I'm going to be ready. So now the nail tech says, well, you're going to need all those layers to catch them blows that those ladies give you. So Shamea says, yeah, those girls are always at your neck. So Shamea says, speaking of my neck, I have not been vibing with Angela lately, but she invited me to her event called Maggie Madness. It's in honor of her mom. She says, I don't want to go with any drama because, you know, I know what it's like with you and your health, Mom. We know that Shamea's mom has health issues. Now, may I say this? I hate to hear about somebody's parent having health issues. I hope that whatever Shamea's mom is dealing with, I hope that it's not serious. I hope that, you know, I hope it's nothing horrible. So I hope, you know, Shamea's mom, Miss Sarah, I really hope and pray for your health. And I hope that this will pass away soon, right? Because I don't want to hear anything bad about, I mean, Shamea's mom, very sweet. So I hope that she's okay. I don't want to hear that about somebody's parent. So now we have Drew over at Portia's house. She comes over with some green juice and some champagne. Portia has a platter of chicken wings, honey. We know that Portia's going to feed the girls at all times. We love that. So mind you, Portia has all her wigs laid out from her Go Naked hair collection. We know that it's about to be some collab with her and Drew, right? So they sit down and Portia says, I'm tired of being in survival mode. I'm ready to live. Drew says, hold on. I saw on the blogs the other day that you're banned from Nigeria. Simon took away your sponsor. So she's like, I'm confused. Break that down for me. So Portia says, girl, I don't even understand it myself. Girl, I think he did it to get some press. He wants some attention. Why would I care about citizenship when I can visit Nigeria anytime I want to? She says, anytime I'm trending, though, Go Naked hair goes crazy. One time he posted about me and I made $50,000 that day. A quick side note. You know how I always say the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. That's why for all of us, for me, all of us, me, you, whoever you are, that's why it's important to pay your enemies, haters, dust. Don't say their names. Like, that's why, you know, if I can help it, I try not to talk about Housewives I don't care for outside of the show. Because all attention generates currency. Even hate watching somebody is currency. Attention brings in dollars. Love or hate somebody, they still will get paid. That's why I always say, guys, don't say that person's name. Don't speak about them. Pay folks dust. The fact that he mentioned her for attention, and it backfired on him and generated 50 grand for her in her pockets. That's why it's important to keep people's names out your mouth, especially if you don't care for them, they don't care for you. Because again, attention, whether good or bad, generates currency. That's why some of y'all will write in my comment section, Brooke, I'm just so surprised that you get invited to all these parties because you talk about all these housewives. You don't understand. Even housewives that I've been hard on, they will still say hello to me. Giselle, Robin, whoever. They will tell you themselves they would rather be talked about, good or bad, than not be talked about at all. I've even told you guys, I would rather you be mad at me and have strong feelings about me negatively than be indifferent. Because indifference does not bring in views. That is the kiss of death when somebody says, she's okay. I can take her or leave her. You want folks to either love you or hate you, because haters will still watch you. People who are indifferent about you they don't care. They're neutral about you. Listen, when you can invoke a strong emotional reaction out of people, whether good or bad, you have done your job. So just take that as a lesson, all right? Let folks talk about you, good or bad. If you want to shut somebody down, you don't say a word about them, okay? Yes, the day we stop talking about people, the day will be the day they need to start being worried. Exactly. It's very true. Be a very polarizing person. No, it's very true. Like, people think that they get me upset when they're saying, oh, Brooke, I didn't like your video. It pissed me off when you said this. I was offended by that. I don't want to watch you anymore. I never worry about those people. If I have the power to make you mad, I've done my job. That means I have power, because I should not have that. Like, if I've ever made you mad, upset, feel away, happy, sad, mad, I've done my job. The day that you quietly unsubscribe and don't say a word, that's when I have to worry. But if you're still typing about how much you don't like me, that's when you have not unsubscribed, you're still gonna watch me. It's when you stop commenting, that's when it's like, oh damn, like, am I losing my grip? You know what I'm saying? But don't be worried when they talk about you. Be worried when they stop talking about you. Be worried when folks are indifferent. Okay? You'd rather be polarizing than be boring. The worst thing I could ever get would be being called boring. I'd rather you say that she's too much, she's too this, she's too that, versus saying, I'd rather a strong reaction than no reaction, or a neutral reaction. So just keep that in mind. All right? No, it's very true. It's very true. Listen, honey, that is power. When folks talk about you, good or bad, that's why you have a lot of content creators, influencers, whoever, celebrities, reality stars. They would rather you make up lies about them, talk about them like dogs, than you stop talking about them. Because I promise you, hate generates. I'll take it one step further. Hate generally brings you more money than support, because hate watchers, they'll be in the droves to watch you, and honey, they will get those views up. So that's just another tip from me to you. So the fact that he tried to blast her online and she made all that money in one day, that's power. That is power, honey. Yes, honey, people hate watch a lot. They do. Yes, exactly. And that's why they're never going to change the formula of Beverly Hills. The day we really gag Beverly Hills and Potomac is the day that we stop watching. Be clear that all of the girls that we talk about, like we go in on them on whatever franchise, baby, they don't care, because we are still generating views. We have not stopped watching. The day we get serious and stop watching some of these shows, that's when they will change up and start acting right. But until we do that, it's not going to change. That's why Kyle and Erica are so smug. It's like, girl, y'all not going anywhere. Y'all can do all that talking. Y'all ain't going anywhere. I got my check, baby. Nothing's changing over here. So you said I stopped watching both. I stopped watching Beverly Hills for this reason. Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I need to catch up. But then it's fun to watch for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So yes, honey, they sure do. They sure do. We're boycotting Beverly Hills. I'm not watching OC. Hold on, quick question. When it comes to OC, do y'all still want me to watch and recap it, or you want me to boycott the show too? Let me know in the comments so we can all be one band, one sound. All right, let me know. I'm doing the same with OC. You said I stopped watching Potomac and Beverly Hills. I'm not watching OC either. You said yes, Brooke, watch RHOC. Okay, you said you can skip OC. So it's torn, huh? You said boycott. Oh, you want me to boycott? You said no, thank you. Yes, please watch. I'm watching. You said you can skip it. Why are we boycotting? OC is done. It's boycott. Child, OC is a damn mess. Boycott. Watch it. I need you to drag Vicky. Okay. Yeah, no, it is. It is. The way they did Katie too was a mess. I want you to recap because I want to give Vicky lashings. Secretly, I watch for Heather Dubrow. Let's be on one accord. If y'all don't watch, I won't. Boycott. How they treated Katie was disgusting. I'm over them. Let OC go. Okay. At least watch the first 3 episodes and decide for yourself. You said boycott. You said boycott, honey. Okay. Get it bootleg so the views don't count. I like to binge watch it, so don't care for recaps. I'm not watching. Please save your energy, Brooke. Boycott that garbage. Child, MAGA is all OC, honey. I know. Them traveling to Asia after bullying Katie is insane. Watch it so I don't have to. I already know Vicky's a flop. You can watch. I watch so I can criticize online. I want to hear you drag Gina. All right, well, maybe I'll do a poll. I'll do a poll on the community tab in a few weeks saying, should I boycott it? Do you want me to watch it? Let me know. So it's half and half. Watch it to light them up. Tell me why the hell they brought Gina back. Listen, honey, if she must have slipped somebody $10 under the door because I don't know why she's still there. I won't watch regardless. You said no. SOC is MAGA too. I can't with OC. Child, well, we'll talk about this. We'll talk about this another time. But the consensus is you don't want me to watch. OC is tired. All right, y'all. So now, Portia says, I wanted to ask you, do you want to make some money together? I'm starting my pop-on wig line. Cynthia's doing her own wig line with Go Naked hair. I do have some units that look just like you, so I want to do a Drew line. So Drew is excited. She says, oh my gosh, what a difference a year makes. We all know that Portia was so nasty to Drew for no reason all last year. I have to say, Portia, you have done a complete 180 from last season to this season. You are a joy to watch now. Like, we are getting the old Portia. These last few years, I feel, were really just dark. And between your spinoff show, last season, you were just a mess. But now you are back on track to the fun-loving Portia, and I love that for you. And also, Portia, you know good and well that you had no reason to have an issue with Drew. Drew did nothing to you last year. So now, Portia says, my mind frame with Drew is I'm looking forward to being on a different path with her as friends. I hate what we went through last year. Well, you went through that last year because it was all on you, sis. You were being nasty to her for no reason, not the other way around. So take accountability. There was no reason for you to be mad at Drew. You just wanted a storyline. You were going through hell with Simon because we were all confused as to why you were mad at Drew. But I'm happy that you're back on track now. So now, Portia says, I want to empower Drew, especially with her going through a divorce. I know what it's like to have a man stake his claim over my life and then pull it away from you. So Drew says, I want us to start anew. I'm here for it. I'm definitely open. I have a new manager now. We'll let our teams talk. So Drew says, Portia and I have come a long way, but I do have reservations about mixing friendship with business. But I am excited for it. And I want to make sure that we do things the right way. because we know that Pinky was trying to be unprofessional with her whole thing with the movie or the show idea when it came to her and Drew. So I'm happy that Drew is like, listen, if you want us to work together, it has to be done correctly. Drew has strong boundaries. So now they're eating wings. Portia says, Drew, you don't know how to eat wings correctly. Give me your black card. I'm going to teach you a lesson on how to eat some chicken wings. You have to break the bone first, twist it, and then chew the gristle. Girl, let Drew eat her wings the way she wants to eat her wings. The way she eats them is just fine. I mean, girl, Portia was eating the damn bone. She was gnawing on that bone. I said, I eat my wings like Drew. I don't eat my wings the way Portia. I mean, Portia, it's too many steps. I don't want to eat the gristle. You know, that bone is sucked clean, honey. I'm Portia when I eat my chicken. I'd be tearing that thing up. Yeah, honey, I eat my wings like Drew too. I eat them just like Drew. Oh, it's Portia's birthday too. Hey, Portia, happy birthday. Portia says you need to eat all that. My African brothers and sisters will be shaking their heads at you. So Drew says, well, ma'am, you're currently banned right now, so I don't know about all that. When I tell you I could not stop laughing, Drew and Portia's scenes together are hilarious. The light shade, the back and forth, I love it. Now, Miss Kelli, this was a whole fool. We see Kelli with her real estate agent, Tamika, and they're looking at rentals, a nice townhome for Kelli. It's in downtown Alpharetta. It's 3 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, 3,500 square feet with an elevator. I think 4 floors. The townhouse is gorgeous. So now Kelli says, Shamea made sure that we're comfortable, but me being in Shamea's place was only a temporary solution to my problem. It's time for us to move on. So we see the flashback of Shamea telling Kelli, there's no rush for you to move. You can stay here as long as you need to. Take your time. Kelli, did Gerald hit you on the sneak tip and say, girl, I'm gonna need you out this house by the end of this week? You got to go. Because I was so confused. If your best friend has told you, girl, I mean it, you can stay here as long as you want to, don't worry about it. Why are you in such a rush to move out? You just moved in 2 weeks ago. Do you think Gerald made Shamea kick Kelli out the rental? Gerald put a notice on the door, honey. Why uproot your kids that quickly? I agree. Yes. Shamea said, take your time. So I was confused about that. You said, AKA Gerald put her out. It gave, I overstayed my welcome. It did give that. It's been a week. What are you talking about? I agree. The switch up was crazy. Again, none of it made any sense. Oh, Kelli wants attention and her spending habits scare me. Kelli could easily save up for a few months. I agree. She wants to be Portia so bad. Brooke, Gerald can barely say 2 words. You said, Gerald said hotel or motel. Gerald doesn't talk, so no. You don't have me. Oh, you think it was her screen time? That's what this scene gave me. This scene did give screen time. Because if your best friend said you could stay here for as long as you need to, there's no rush for you to leave and out this place, why are you jumping up to move out the next week later? That makes no sense. This did give, I want some camera time. Because Kelli seems so desperate and pressed. Is giving her and her mama had a conversation about how embarrassing it was helping her move in at Shamina's penthouse. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a bit of shame and pride. And because she feels weird being at Shamea's house, now she wants to move. But Kelli, take the hospitality given to you. You have a good friend. She generally means it. She does not want you out on the streets. Just stay there as long as you can. So now we see that the rental price is $7,000 a month for this townhome. And now Kelli's asking Tamika, financially, do you think that I can do this? We see that Kelli's budget is only $4,000 a month. Why are we wasting Tamika's time and production's time filming this scene? Did you not go over the budget with your realtor? I'm confused. Doesn't Tamika have an inside scoop on your finances? If your budget's only $4,000 a month for rent, why are you looking at a home that's $7,000 a month? Like, this was just so dumb to me. It wasn't like, it was like maybe a few hundred over. I could see if it was 5,000 and you have 4,000 to spend, fine. This is 3,000 over budget. This was just for screen time, honey. She wants another favor, wasting her time playing on the elevator. Listen, I was so over it. I was so over it. When I saw that elevator, I knew it was out of Kelly's budget. Tamika was like, this will boost business if I'm seeing. Yeah, that's what it gave very much. Kelly called her up and said, hey, girl, you want some camera time? This will boost up your career. Put this on your IG bio. Put this on your resume that you're on Housewives of Atlanta, and show me a house that I can't afford. This was a mess. Exactly. Now hold on, because I want to say one thing. I mentioned this earlier. Shamea, I need you to come to the front. You said 3 episodes ago, I would never introduce my bestie to a brokey. Jarvis paid $70,000 for those teeth. You're telling me that he couldn't pay for the car note? Because that car note should be paid. Why is the car note $2,000 a month and he's not paying it? And he should have some money to slip you to pay for this rental. Now, if I were you, Kelly, I would have taken that $70,000 that Jarvis gave you allegedly, and I would have put that to be in this rental. Your priorities are out of whack. And again, I'm not believing that Jarvis is a real boyfriend with all this money if your basic needs have fallen by the wayside. I'm confused, y'all. Shamea is Jarvis 1,000%. I agree too. Could have paid the car off. Exactly. Jarvis paid allegedly. The budget should have been first. Child, I'm telling you, Kelly's been with Jarvis for a year, yet he can't help her out with the lies. Jarvis paid $70,000. You said my budget is $4,000 a month. I think Gerald's brother may be Jarvis. Shamea is Jarvis and paying the car payment. There is no Jarvis. Tamika was there for screen time too. Jarvis does not exist. Jarvis is an AI chatbot. So now, Tamika says, I'm going to keep it 1,000 with you. Financially, you're going to have to suffer a little bit. You can't keep living the way that you were living. That was a bunch of nothing. At the end of the day, Kelly came on this show with stunts and shows, honey. So now Kelly says it's hard to downsize, but it is a reset. As women, as mothers, as single moms, you have to make sacrifices. So now Tamika says the goal for next year is that you want to purchase your own home. Kelly says, yes, I do want to purchase my dream home. You're in Shamea's home. You can stay there as long as you'd like for free. You're on a hit TV show, making money. We see you with all these financial issues. You're looking at a home that you can't afford to rent, but now we're talking about dream homes next year. And you have a credit score of 230. Kelly, none of this makes any sense. I'm tired. I really am tired. I truly am tired. Kelly came on this show limping. Kelly limped on this show. Mama was already on fumes because for her to for her to act so grand last year and it all fell apart the following year shows that she never had anything to begin with. I truly can't. She limped into the new season, honey. I mean, she barely walked in. A mess. Yes, honey, the tank was already on E. So now we get to Angela. We're back at Angela's house. She has her MacBook set up because she's doing a virtual therapy session with her daughter and Dr. Wendy. So she says Amari is heading home soon, but I didn't like the way our conversation ended, and I don't want to become estranged from my daughter. I need my daughter in my life. Angela, I wish that you had spent less time being the bone collector and spend more time filling in the gaps of what this actual storyline is all about. How do we go from, in one breath, me and my daughter are so close, and then it's confusion, drama, strife, and then we're talking about being estranged. There's a lot in between just having an argument with your parent to now being estranged. There's a lot in the middle that we are missing out on. And it's unfair for you to give the audience a half-assed version of the truth. You brought this to the forefront. We deserve to know what is the actual reason for all this tension, strife, and confusion in this household. Honey, hold on, because let me we gonna talk. Let me tell you this. You and I both. This conversation made no sense. Angela says, I want to discuss setting boundaries today. I want to be here for her. I want her to feel included, but I also want her to build a life for herself. And I don't want to punish her by allowing her to do that. So Mari says, I don't know why I had to tell my siblings. I don't know why that's relevant or it's not making a progression in our relationship. If I was uncomfortable telling my mom about the marriage, what makes me comfortable telling my siblings? Amari says, you pushed me away. Amari says, you pushed me away. You establishing your boundaries makes me feel like you don't need me. I need her more than ever since we lost our grandmother. So now Angela says, this whole thing is hard. And now Amari says, when my grandmother was alive, she used to help us navigate each other and each other's feelings. Not having that middleman has been difficult. Angela says, my mom being gone is playing a huge part in the dynamics of me and Amari's relationship. My mother was the mediator for the both of us. So hold on. Because you and I see each other, friend. This conversation made no sense, but I need to ask y'all to make sure that I'm not crazy. How was the grandmother, Angela's mother, how was she the mediator between them both? How was she the peacemaker? If memory serves me correctly, the grandmother was beefing with Charles for 3 years. The grandmother was beefing with Amari, the grandmother and the aunt, Angela's sister. It was 2 against 1 in that house. Remember last year, Angela gave us the half story on the whole fallout between Amari and her mother and the aunt. How is the grandmother the peacemaker when the grandma was beefing with the granddaughter and the son-in-law? Can somebody help me? No, can somebody please help me? Oh, I didn't think about this. I didn't think about this at all. Listen, Angela, I think it's in your best interest to clear this story up. Start from the beginning and tell us. Because, honey, my subscribers are eating with the theories, honey. Angela, I am confused. You have me yelling. But that's what happens when people give us 1/10 of the story. Now you have everybody coming together and having all sorts of theories. That's why it's best to just tell the truth from jump, so that way the audience is not making up all these stories. We don't know. None of this makes any sense, friend. That's the long and the short of it. Child, I don't know. Child. You said mother and daughter relationships can be difficult. My grandmother was a mediator for me and my mom when necessary. It's not all Angela's fault. Listen, the point that we're trying to make is when people come in with bits and pieces of a story, the audience is going to concoct all sorts of things. If Angela could be upfront and just honest about what the true issue is, that would eliminate all this confusion and all these stories. We didn't say that it was all Angela's fault. I just, you said, listen, y'all, let's just move on, honey, because before this live, I could feel the chat going, tipping in a different way. I don't feel like fighting. I had a nice weekend. Listen, y'all, all I'm saying is that something in the milk is not clean. This does not make any sense. We are going from 0 to 100 because we do not know the full facts of the situation. I'm just asking one question. How was the grandmother the mediator when the grandma was beefing with Amari, along with her other daughter, Angela's sister, and Charles? I'm confused. If somebody can let me know, let me know. Yes, there's a missing piece to this storyline puzzle. Exactly. And the way production spliced this scene, because nothing was said, and then we cut to Dr. Wendy saying, "Oh, you guys did a great job today." Angela says, "I'll see you in 2 weeks." The way production spliced up this conversation, I got the feeling that Angela and Amari begged them to cut out the vast majority of this conversation, because I know damn well they did not waste Dr. Wendy's time with that little 5 minutes shown. They were probably on that Zoom call for over an hour, and I just get the impression that a lot more was said and revealed, and they both said to production, "Please do not air that. Please take that out." Because we went from talking in circles to now Dr. Wendy saying, "Okay, hold hands, look each other in the eyes, and say you guys love each other." And then Angela says, "Okay, we'll see you in 2 weeks." That's all I got, child. I'm confused. Angela, we're not getting the full story. I don't want to hear any more about this. If I'm being, yes, I agree. Yes. That's where my mind wandered to as well. Listen. When you have a lot of trauma and it's being diced and spliced, and we're not getting the truth, we're all confused. There's definitely some larger issues at play here. That's why I feel like don't bring certain things up if you don't have the bandwidth to actually tell us what really happened. Angela, you were better off keeping this whole storyline to the side. I wouldn't have brought this up. Honey, it was, this scene was fried, die, laid to the side, honey, sliced to the max. Yes, honey, Godspeed, God bless, and Godspeed. Nothing was accomplished. Listen, honey, nothing was accomplished. No point was made. All they said was Grandma was a mediator. Okay, what else is going on? Exactly. So, yes, honey, I want her to speak plain at the reunion. I do too. I do too. Is she trying to create a redemption arc where she looks crazy now and she resolves things for her daughters next season? But if there is a resolution with her and Amari, we're all going to be confused though, because we don't know what happened. So how can there be resolution when we don't even know what the main issue was in the first place? The most important part was left out. I agree. Yes, that session got nasty and they cut it out. Yes, they did. Because listen, that conversation was giving me that there was some yelling going on, some truths were being said that they didn't want us to know about. And Angela said, please cut that out. Show the first minute and the last minute of the session, and that's it. Because the way they sliced that scene up, honey, that session got real nasty and real ugly. I agree. I think, yes, I agree. We should, I don't want to be a part of this. I agree. 110%. 110%. Why even show us? I agree. An argument was had. Oh, it was definitely had. Oh, for sure it was had. They had drinks on a session. Them having drinks on a session was crazy to me. Oh, and honey, you know, when you have some liquor in you, that's when the stuff really starts flowing out. That session got ugly and it got real crazy. A mess. Yep, Angela said, I really didn't want it going there, but we didn't see it. So you're right. Yes, for her to say that, that means that it got nasty. That means that it got really, because you wouldn't say that if somebody says, oh, hey, mom, how are you? And you say, oh, man, I didn't want to go there. They obviously cut something out. Just a mess, honey. Leave us out of this. True serum and tears. That's why Mari walked out. It got nasty. I agree. Were they both drinking or just the daughter? No, they both had wine. Amari didn't even have on any makeup. You said any therapist worth their salt would not allow some things. Oh, a session recorded for entertainment. They could only show the start and end. Oh, well, okay, that makes sense. I said the same thing last night after that scene. I said, well, that was pointless. They could have kept it. I agree. This scene just existed to show how her mother's death is affecting everybody in the family. But you know what, though? We don't need to see that. You know, we don't need to see that. Because we don't need to see the dysfunction. You know, like, you don't need to put your family's dysfunction on blast. You get it? Oh, thank you for bringing that up. Not to be dramatic. I promise I'm not being dramatic. That was petty a production to keep that in there. You know, when you're in a really heated argument and you're like really angry and like your hand or your foot starts shaking. Thank you. The fact that they showed Amari's foot shaking like that, it got really nasty in that room. Because her foot was shaking so bad. I was like, why is her foot shaking like this if they're having a calm conversation? That was petty for them to, yes, that was a context clue that things got really ugly in that room. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot all about that. When they zoomed in on her foot shaking like that, I was like, that was alarming to me. I was like, girl, what is going on? That was very telling. That was very telling. Angela was downing that martini. Happy they shared that at least. Yeah, honey. Because listen, that session was not all rainbows and butterflies. Some stuff was said in that scene. Because she was shaking her foot violently. Like, you could tell that things had got really heated in that room. Because you're not shaking like that if things are calm. Her daughter is 25. Listen, if I'm being honest, Angela, let's nip this storyline in the bud. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I feel uncomfortable talking about this. So let's move on. I wish you never even brought this to the fold because we're all uncomfortable, honey. You said you're a leg shaker, so I know. Honey, she was shaking like an earthquake, honey. That leg was shaking something serious. That session was rhinos and hippos. No, for real. Because the way she was shaking like that, something was said. That foot trembling meant her mind was racing. I agree. This is none of our business. I agree. They should have cut it out because all it's going to do is cause people to assume the worst. I agree. You said I'm not buying any of it. The alcohol therapy session already made me uncomfortable. It's confusion energy. It's a mess. A lot of repressed feelings and avoidance. I agree. So, Angela, I pray that you make it plain at this reunion. I really do. I'm hopeful because I can't go another season with this. This storyline is a mess. And I hope that you guys are able to work this out and we get the truth. So anyhow, it's the day of Angela's event. We have Charles. He's the referee. We see Cynthia show up with her boyfriend. And mind you, Angela and Charles brought other NBA players for their team, right? So they have actual professionals on their team. Pinky shows up with her team. It's her husband, business partners. She says, I got the LeBron James, Michael Jordan. She's like, you know what? I'm just joking around. Now, when I tell you, when she said, you know, we're coming in heavy, I couldn't stop laughing. Charles is so shady. He was like, did you guys come for basketball or to try out for the football team, the Chicago Bears? Charles is so petty and shady. Because, like, we all know that basketball is all about height, right? And being, like, fit. Football, like, if this had been for football, flag football, sure. Because the folks at Pinky brought, they did not give basketball. It gave football, if you get what I'm saying. When Charles was like, did y'all come to try out for a football team? And then when Angela was like, is there a weight limit in basketball? And Charles was like, well, like yeah, like you got to be in shape. I could not stop laughing. No, seriously, that was my thought too. I could not stop. Y'all, I was in tears. Y'all, I could not stop laughing, honey. Oh my gosh. Pinky's team said help when they were about to play. Oh, y'all have me screaming, honey. Oh my God. Yeah, honey. Charles is shady, honey. He was like, y'all are y'all trying out for basketball or the football team? Charles is so funny. Oh my gosh. So anyhow, I think Pinky messed up the sports because I said, yeah, had this been football, they would have been a shoo-in. But this is basketball, so wrong sport, girl, wrong sport. So now we have Kelli showing up with her team. Kelli wants a moment so bad. Kelli shows up in brand new Christian Louboutin heels. Kelli, you're talking about when the producer asked you what was the thought process for wearing heels for a basketball game, and you said, well, I don't wear sneakers. Stop. Somebody made a point, somebody pointed out on Twitter that you had sneakers on when you got your teeth done. Like, it's just, you want attention so bad. Wearing heels to play basketball, that's an injury. Like, I don't like sneakers either, girl, but like, if I'm working out, if it's workout related, exercise related, I'm not gonna wear heels. Like, I mean, it's like, girl, you just want attention. You want a moment so bad. We've seen her in sneakers multiple times. We have. It's all for show, honey. She'll be wearing a band for show. I'm not about to play with you. Also, are you new, friend? I have not seen your name before, but you've been on a roll this entire live. Your comments you're really funny. So if you're new here, welcome. I haven't seen you, but you are hilarious. You have me not a barrel, honey. Oh my gosh. No, y'all will not take me out today, honey. Y'all will not take me out today. Oh my gosh. You guys are so silly. Oh my. Oh, I'm new and I love you. I watched for years. Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy that you're in the live chat. Honey, your jokes have me screaming, honey. I'm glad that you are here. Oh my gosh, y'all are so funny. A barrel has me weak, honey. So anyhow, we have K. Michelle pop up with her team. Her husband's there and a bunch of other people. Shamea's there with her team. Of course, Gerald isn't there. I said it's going to kill Gerald to show up, honey. Let's move on. Let's just move on. So now we see Drew show up with her team. And now Portia shows up with just Mike. So Portia says, I'm feeling very insecure and unprepared right now. I might call some people from the hood and see if they can come through and play this game. So now everybody's here. Oh, we have Phaedra there with her team. So everybody's there, right? So now Cynthia and Angela are welcoming them all. Angela's giving out the team names. Pinky's team name is Team Chatty Patty. Phaedra's team name is The Godfather. Phaedra says, if we don't win, we're going to have you killed. They all start laughing. Now, I was gagged, right? Because we see that Apollo's oldest son, who he just found out about a few years ago, is on the team. I said, Phaedra, I'm shocked that you're close to Apollo's other son, but that's good to know. I'm happy to hear that because that means that her boys with Apollo are close to their brother, and that is important. He looks just like Phaedra's and Apollo's kids, and just like Apollo. But I said, baby, everybody's getting their check today. I said, Apollo's oldest son said, honey, I want my day rate and my gas card and my craft services too, and my screen time. Okay, so I know that's right. So now we have Kelly's team name is Team Minion. K. Michelle's team name is Blind Opposition. And they say, because we're not your ops, girl. Angela says, Shamea, since you love to make fun of my shoe size, your team name is Team Sasquatch. So they all laugh. Now, K. Michelle crossing out her team name. I said, Kay, it's just a joke, girl. Don't take it to heart. Have some fun with it. It's not that deep. Y'all are here to honor Angela's mom. Just have some fun. Like, enough already. I said, now, Angela, why did you say blind opposition? Because K. Michelle is about to be crying for 40 days and 40 nights about the team name. Oh my gosh. She is draining. It's too much. K. Michelle's team name should have been Team Crazy. So now they start playing the game. We see that Angela falls down during the game. So Angela's like, you didn't even check on me, Charles. So Charles says, well, if you had been down there for longer than 30 seconds, I would have come running like Superman. Angela says, I was on the floor for 30 seconds. You didn't come. So Charles says, well, I didn't have my cape. And they both laugh. Now, Charles, when she fell, the fact that you didn't come over and get her, make sure that she was okay. Let me move on because I have thoughts. I just feel like, let me just move on. Let me move on, honey. Let me move on. I would want my husband to check on me if I fell on the floor while I was playing a game. I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, honey, go on, move on before the women in the dry marriages say, well, marriage isn't all about romance and you don't know what you're talking about because you're not married. So let me move on, honey, for I have all the wives in the dry marriages getting mad at me. Let's move on. You said that slow ass fall, girl, get up. No, he doesn't. Thank you, honey. Child, let's just move on. Phaedra is laughing at Kelly wearing the heels and socks while playing. She says it's giving cosplay prostitution. The producer's like, Kelly, what was the thought process? Kelly says, I don't wear sneakers. Girl, you're a liar. We've seen you in sneakers before. Just stop. You want attention. We see Shamea's team versus Portia's team. Portia's team name was Go Naked, by the way. Charles says that Shamea has talent. She was actually playing well. And we see that Shamea actually was doing something on the court, right? So now the final it comes down to Shamea's team versus Angela's team. And we see that Angela's team won. Now, Angela's team had a whole bunch of pros, so I'm not surprised that she won. Angela says, I wanted to win this for you, Charles. You never won a championship before, so it took me to bring it home. Charles says, thank you. He leans in for a kiss. Angela says, no, I don't want a kiss. So now Charles says, oh, I'm going to remember that now. So now the producer says, last year you were begging for a kiss, and now you don't want to give him a kiss, and they start laughing. So now we see Shamea on the sidelines, and Angela's daughter, Amari, is there handing everybody waters. So now Shamea says, thank you, beautiful. You're way nicer than your mama. Shamea, stop. Just stop. Stop. Why are you bringing up drama between you and this girl's mama to her? I would have immediately cursed you out for that. I don't want to, like, what are you, girl, what? We're here to have a good time. You want to shade your mom? You want to shade my mom to me? Are you insane? And you're the first one crying if anybody dare say anything about your mom, Miss Sarah. And that was so unnecessary, Shamea. And see, that's why when you get whacked, you want to cry and play victim. There was no need to say that. Y'all were having a good time. Why say that? It was so out of line. And Amari must not have heard you, because if that had been me, we would have been going at it. Like, I can tell you that right now. I was so irritated. I said, Shamea, here I was. You were doing so well. You were having fun playing the game. There was just no reason for that, Shamea. Oh my gosh. I was so irritated by that. It came out of nowhere. It was like, you are determined to start some drama. Amari was graceful because she was very graceful and gracious. I would have cursed you out for that. That you were out of order for that. So now Cynthia's like, guys, there's food and refreshments outside. We have tacos and slushies. Help yourself. So now Cynthia says, today was a huge success, but it is a bit suspect that Angela won her own tournament. So now Angela calls them all and says, calls them all together. And she's like, guys, you all brought your A game. Then she goes on to say, Kay, Michelle, I see that you X'd out your team's name. They laugh about that. Angela then asks Shamea, where's her husband, Gerald? So Shamea says, oh, he's working. It's a work day for him. He's working. I said, okay, Shamea, just say that he didn't want to come, because that's 9 times out of 10, your husband does not want any parts of this show. So now Angela says, Shamea mentioned that I was coming for your marriage. It couldn't have been any further from the truth. And I felt like you're spreading that narrative about me because you're the one who said that you're the one who said that you thought I set my husband up. So they play a clip of Shamea on a podcast last year where she's talking about Angela and Drew setting folks up and all that stuff. Then Angela says, then you're saying that you saw my husband outside and he's doing all these things. And Shamea says, okay, Angela, you're the one who said that I'm only with the Hawks so that I can have easy access to the players because I F all of them. That was coming from my marriage. Angela says, so you never did? Shamea says, no. You became relevant because of your last name, because you F'd an NBA player. Angela says, and I married him. So Shamea's like, oh, please, girl. So now Kay Michelle says, in this moment, there are other things to worry about other than Shamea from our conversation. From our conversation, your mother's everything to you. Shamea is going to twerk and be Shamea. You can't do that. A lot of times, Kay Michelle talks in her confessionals, and I have no idea what she's talking about. So now Portia jumps in and she says, we all think that there's a way that we can just move on in this group. And Angela says, listen, I will never mention your name regarding Shamea again. So now Shamea says, hallelujah. So now Angela says, any issues that I have with Shamea, that is how she shows up for me. So now Portia says, I think you guys have way more issues besides me. So Angela says, no, it's not. It started with you in Nashville. Drew chimes in and says, yep, that's true. So now Shamea gets on Drew and she's like, not you in the amen corner, not you being a lapdog. But when I agree with people against you, you call me a lapdog. So now Cynthia jumps in and she's like, what happened with you and Drew? I thought you guys were going to work things out. So Drew says, nothing to talk about with me and Shamea. We tried talking. She got up and left. It is what it is. So Shamea says, I got up and left because you called me a lapdog again. Drew says, because girl, you were being that. So now Portia's like, well, whose lap is she on now? So Drew takes a sip of her drink. She doesn't say anything. And now Portia says, I'm sick of my lap. My lap is empty. They all laugh. So now Pinky jumps in and she's asking Shamea if she's good. Shamea says, yep, I'm fine. So now Pinky's like, are you and K. Michelle good? So K. Michelle says, yeah. So Shamea says, yeah, what's wrong with me and K. Michelle? Pinky says, well, I just sense a little bit of energy between you guys. I wanted to make sure that you guys were good. So Portia's like, well, what energy do you feel? Pinky says, I feel a disconnect. I don't know. Cynthia co-sign says, yes, there is a disconnect for sure. And Pinky says, it's a little something, something. K. Michelle says, I'm just looking and observing. So now Pinky says the energy does not lie. K. Michelle says, no, Pinky, there's no beef. It's just vegan. In the moment of this game, everybody's attacking Shamea for everything. If I'm your friend, you should find out just for me. So now Phaedra says, Angela, we had a great time. I hope you feel like your mom was memorialized in a positive way. They give her a group hug. Mind you, Shamea is so annoyed. She says this whole hug is so disingenuous. It's so fake. Why can't we right our wrongs? Why can't we nip things in the bud and move forward? Why is it when you address a problem with one person, everybody now wants to attach themselves to that problem and attack that person? So now she starts crying in her confessional and she says, I don't know what I did wrong. You don't want me a part of the friend group, and I get it. It's hurtful. It makes me not want to be a part of this friend group. So now we cut back to Angela saying, let's get on this plane to Scotland. And Shamea's face is sad. And that's where the episode ends. So I want to go back to a few quick things, right? Shamea saying, why can't we all right our wrongs? Why can't we nip things in the bud and move forward? Shamea, I think that Atlanta does an exceptional job of moving on. Shamea, I said this before, you are not always the victim. I think that you have a victim complex. I do. When it comes to the beef between you and Drew, you have yet to give a real apology to Drew. And we don't even know why you're mad at Drew. For you to start crying and say, I know that nobody wants me in this friend group, it's once again, I'm a victim. And like I said to you before, when you did the episode, you did the interview with Carlos King last week, and you said the show is weighing on you and you were crying the other night. If this show is so mentally taxing, then that's a sign that it's time for you to leave the show, that it's not for you. I just think that Shamea is not being her full self, her true self. And I think that she's addicted to not taking ownership of when she does wrong and playing the victim. That's what I believe. And Shamea, you want to spin this as they're attacking me. I can't win. I misunderstood, when it's really, I can't take ownership and the girls are not going to let me slide. That's what it's giving. But I thought she said she was a big bad villain. Shamea pick a lane. I agree. I think it has something to do with money. Angela and Charles are wrecking each other real good. Shamea acts like a person with daddy issues. If Shamea is the center of attention, she's crying bloody murder, victim mentality. I think in this convo, Shamea was ganged up on. like I'm trying to find it. Um, it was Angela. You said find it. um, it was Angela, and then it was Drew. I guess it was messy of Pinky to say, "Are you and K Michelle good, Shamea?" I feel some disconnect. I guess that was kind of messy of Pinky. Oh, you're seeing the gang up. I'm not gonna lie. Drew said one little thing. It's not a gang up. Keep looking. We're searching too. In my Wendy Williams voice. No, she was not ganged up on. Y'all are so funny. Sorry, but I didn't get ganged up on. She and Angela and then Drew. No one else was checking her on anything. It was light. I agree. You guys are so funny. Angela and Drew, then Pinky. It was nowhere to be found. She was tag team, not ganged up on. You said Angela, Drew, and Portia were silently agreeing with them. Yeah, Portia was silently agreeing, but I think it's not a gang up. I think a gang up to me is like when everybody's like coming at you and yelling at you and cursing you out, and everybody's talking at you at once. Like I view a gang up as like everybody's saying something to you at once, and you're just like sitting there shell shocked, right? Like this was like Portia, like Phaedra was quiet, K Michelle was quiet, Portia was quiet. She's over this whole thing. I don't know. I didn't expect Pinky to chime in. Portia said, "Leave my lap alone. That's it. That's all." Imagine Shamea on the show when they were lethal with each other back in the day. I agree. They were all having a conversation, like Angel in the airplane. Yes. Like a gang up to me was like how Angel was ganged up on Potomac. Angel was like, they were all getting on her. You had Giselle getting on her, the other one getting on her. They were all tearing her up. They turned Mama every which way but loose. Everybody got, the only friend that Angel had was Kiana and Tia, but they were all getting on her badly. I feel bad to see Shamea. Let me just say, let me say this, right? Let me say this, Greg. I want Shamea to win. I think that Shamea is wonderful representation, especially for dark-skinned Black women, right? The lifestyle, 10 out of 10, the face card, 10, the body, 20. I mean, Shamea has it going on. But my heart weeps for her because I don't think that Shamea has the chops for this show. And she looks defeated. And I don't want that for anybody. I think that Shamea is better off leaving the show or being demoted to friend of. I think that everybody's not cut out to be a full-time housewife, and that's okay. And that is all right. I just think that she's a little in over her head as a housewife. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that she has a lot going for her. She's a beautiful woman, a wealthy woman. She has the looks. She is she's fun. She's a very fun personality. She seems like very sweet and very easygoing. But I just don't think that her personality fits the show, if that makes sense. I do feel bad for her. I felt bad to see her cry at the end of this episode, but I feel like at a certain point, when is enough enough? When you know that the show is not right for you, why keep going? Does that make sense? I don't know. I agree she doesn't have the goods. Never give a friend of a peach. Shamea had it going on, but she can't sell it. She never could. She's been trying to be a star for years, and she's not one. She thought it was all she needed. It didn't work for Marlo, nor Kiana. Prime examples of why not every friend of needs to be full-time. I agree. She can't admit that she wrote for Portia and then fell out with Portia. Wipe the egg off your face and be the cool, fun, rich lady girl and pay it. I agree. Shamea is beautiful, but she should leave. I don't feel like she's being honest. She put herself in this position. I don't feel bad at all. Yeah, it might just be her time respectfully to walk away. Yeah, she's already successful. She doesn't really need this show. She doesn't need this show. But she wants it, though. She wants the fame. She enjoys having the spotlight, you know? Shamea is a better fit as a friend of. I agree. Shamea needs therapy. She's too much of a people pleaser. She wants to be friends with everybody more, especially Portia. I agree. Kay and Shamea don't know how to find a soft place to land in the group. I think she always wanted this, and now that she has it, she can't even part with it because it's right. It's very true. And that's the thing about when you always wanted something desperately, when you finally get it, and it's not all that it was cracked up to be, it's painful to walk away. And I think that Shamea's she's in a position where she feels like if she walks away from this, then that's letting Portia win. I think this is an ego thing where it's like, I'm not going to have you make me leave this. Like, I'm going to leave on my own terms. I think she feels like if she leaves the show, that's a sign of defeat versus looking at it as, I got the opportunity. I'll always be a housewife. I have 2 seasons under my belt as a full-timer, a big accomplishment. She views it as a failure if she walks away from this. Yeah, she does. She's very tuned into what we're saying. This was Portia's thing, though, to be fair. Ooh. That's another conversation for another day. Because that is another topic for another day. Let's table this. Yeah, she's already won. She has money, body, beautiful family. She is a winner. No, Shamea is a winner. Shamea is a winner. Hands down. She is a winner. Beautiful woman, beautiful family. But you can be a winner and Housewives can still not be a fit for you. Period. Yes, I agree. I agree with y'all. But Drew fits. Drew fits the show. Drew is a worthy opponent. Drew is quick on her feet. Drew does not get bothered or rattled or flustered. She's very witty. The shade. I mean, Drew went against Kenya and was not bothered. Okay. She's gone up against Marlo. She's gone up against Portia, and she has been flawless. Drew has her things, but Mama can hold her own in an argument, and she's very quick on her feet. She gives housewife. I mean, Drew is a great housewife. You can say what you want, but I think that Drew has the chops, whereas I don't think that Shamea has the chops for this. Because anytime you hear about a housewife crying, they're on medication, they can't sleep at night, can't eat, it's not for you, in my opinion. Yes. Drew went up against Sheree. I mean, Drew has gone up against the best of them, and Drew has been the winner. So, I mean, if we're going to compare resumes, Housewives resumes, Drew is coming out with high marks. I think that Shamea she's 2 in her head. There's a lot going on with Shamea. I want Shamea to win. I think that Shamea is a beautiful woman, a lot going for her, but you can have a lot going for you and still not be right for the show. So, yeah, I agree. Think about a certain person on Beverly Hills. She has all that money. She gets $300,000 in alimony a month, plus plus other monies that she gets from the divorce settlement as well. All these homes, and she doesn't need the money at all, but she is so addicted to the fame, and she gets punched every single season. And I was told that she does not want to give this up. I think that there's a little bit of her in Shamea as well. Yeah. Yep, you already know who I'm talking about. Yeah, she owns a baseball team. She owns several other businesses, and she does not want to give Housewives fame up. Yes, it's very true. It's very true. Some people are meant to be stars and others are supporting cast. It's very true. Yes, they're all gone now and Drew is still winning. It's very true. Yes, Drew could be in a Dorit situation where the entire cast is against her and she'd walk out with a single word or tear drop. Yeah, with a single tear drop. Shamea would leave early like Mia. Yeah, I've never understood it either. I think Drew is a great housewife. Laura, please don't stop talking about that lady because you know we'll be here all day, honey. No, for real, no, and that's a fact. The day Beverly Hills ends, whichever comes first, the day they fire her or the day Beverly Hills is over with, I want everybody to go and check on her, and that's no shade, because the way Mama it needs this baby, the way her self-esteem is predicated on this show. Child. Yes, Drew has truly come far as a housewife. I agree. Props to her. Even cousin Courtney is off the show. Exactly. She sure is. Baby. No, for real. Drew is out here in a tussle with the man in the basement and still comes out with a smile. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. Shout out to my subscriber James, who said that in one of my lives months ago. He said, I honestly believe in my heart that she will slip them money. She will work for free. She will say, you know what? I will work. Don't give me a salary. That's fine. I will gladly work for free. Like, if she's still, because if she's still here by season 20, because be clear, Andy wants Beverly Hills to hit season 20. If she's still here by season 20, then I know that she's working for free. Period. It's no shade. Listen, honey. She needs therapy. For real, though. Drew was in her prime. I agree. Did y'all hear that Drew has to pay Ralph child support? I did hear that. And I don't want to discuss it. I was so upset. I mean, even though it's like $2,000, I just don't believe in women giving men anything. No money. Thank you. The constant, oh, Drew's a liar. That's why I don't like her. But they're the same people who go up for Portia and Phaedra who've lied about horrible things. Thank you. Drew's have been light in comparison. Thank you. I don't understand that. That argument either, because Drew's lies have been real lightweight. Okay. Portia and Phaedra's lies almost ended the entire show. So please, Phaedra was off the show for a decade because of her lies. So it's like, I'm confused. So paying to be on the show is diabolical. Ralph is a damn weirdo. I agree. It has to be. You said Drew is that girl. Child. Portia lied about many things and she's a fan favorite. All these ladies, yeah, they do. All of them lie about something, honey. They all lie. On every franchise, they lie. I was gonna say something about another franchise. Let me move on, honey. Before y'all call me shady, honey. But these ladies all lie about something, honey. People lying about their money. People lying about all sorts of stuff. And you still go up for them. So if you can go up for them, you can go up for Miss Drew. So Ralph got the house and child support. What a depressing statement. I'm not much of a Wendy. I'm not much of a Drew fan, but I don't dislike her. You said, oh, Miss 77. You said Wendy. Child, I'm just saying, honey. People sitting up here lying about a whole lot of stuff, and y'all still go up for them. Thank you. Monica Garcia lied on SLC. Jen Shah lied. Jen Shah lied and said that she had a chalet and 4 homes across the country. None of that was true. She was driving her neighbor's Porsche because she didn't even have a car. And people still went up for her. So just saying. SLC is full of lies. Yup, people lie to other people's husbands. Thank you. You have two of the OGs of Potomac who've lied about major things like other folks' husbands, like Jameer said. So if a lot of them go up for those two. So not too much on Miss Drew. Every housewife in every city has lied. There's no one who's not a liar. Exactly. Lies with no consequences. Okay. Very much so. Phaedra lied about how pregnant she was. Exactly. Nene came on the show lying. Nene was talking about Greg was a real estate developer, and we know that wasn't true. So please, they all lied. Phaedra was lying about what Apollo did for a living. So Karen lies. Baby, Karen lied. Oh my God, we'll be here all day with Karen Huger's lies. Stop it. Floyd Mayweather lies. She still can't tell the truth about what happened on that night where she assaulted Candace. So we have a whole bunch of liars on Potomac, Orange County, Beverly Hills. Stop. Oh my gosh. Sheree came on the show lying. Season 1, episode 1. Sheree came out the gate talking about, I'm a part of Atlanta's wealthy elite. I have a staff of 20. I have my chef, 3 housekeepers, tutors for my kids, a chef, a creative director, personal assistant, my personal shopper. They were gone by episode 2, honey. She came out the gate lying. She said she was so rich, and then by season 2, no child support from Bob, and the house was foreclosed on. So stop. Okay. Yeah, honey, she was returning things. When she bought that $6,000 Fendi spy bag in the first episode with that crocodile skin, and she's like, oh, budget? What's that? I don't shop on a budget. Babe, stop. And was over there returning it the next day. So Mia was just lying up the ass. Honey lied about the contractor. She sure did. So I forgive Sheree because she gave us Who Gonna Check Me, boo. Yes, Erica Jane lied about having a nice, supportive husband. Now he's in jail. So just saying. The only person on the show not lying is Monique's pastor. Okay, baby. That episode, that pastor told nothing but the truth. That pastor ate down, honey. I said, honey, that is a man of God. He said, honey, I don't care about these cameras. He told her straight like that. Chris's back was straight. Monique was sobbing. Baby, he let her know. He said, baby, I'm not even going to hold you. He said, I'm not even going to hold you. He said, babe, stop. Because these women were not impressed by your 4 homes. He said, Miss Mamas, I met you. You were in the pickup truck. Read her rights. That's the baby. He gagged. Yeah, he looked like, don't argue before I let more out. Listen, honey. He said, hold my phone, honey. Listen, honey. He got that heifer straight. Y'all have me screaming. Yup. Season 5, episode 11. He chewed that lady up. Yes, we're talking about liars. Brian and Rula on Rhode Island. The read of the century, honey. Yes, Kelsey came on Rhode Island lying. Okay. Listen, honey. And he told the truth, honey. He aired it out. He said, you are still that insecure, lonely young woman that I met 10 years ago in the pickup truck. Cleared. I said, my God. Oh my gosh. I said, my God. My God. Hold my Bible real quick, honey. And did Yes, Kim Zolciak lied about having cancer. Honey, they've all lied. Child. Tor. Listen, honey. Rosie ate Kelsey up again and again and again in the reunion. Okay, y'all. All right, so let me catch up on Rhode Island. We're gonna talk about Rhode Island tomorrow. Okay, I got you. Yes, Vicky and her boyfriend, Vicky and Brooks, lying about Brooks having cancer, and Vicky knew he was lying. A mess, baby. So listen, we have Luann lied about not sleeping with the pirate in St. Bart's. Like, all these women have lied down. So if we can all sit through their lies and laugh and still like them, then we can like Drew. I'm just saying. They lie on Jersey all the time. But cleared down. Sutton needs that pastor. That pastor had me screaming, honey. That's what they're saying. No, I'm not going to repeat that until TMZ breaks the story that that's really what happened. I'm going to just keep a side eye on that story, honey. That the blog streets are saying that that's what happened. Until we get the official story, I'm going to just tread lightly. Child, that's what they're saying, honey. We'll talk about that. They be lying with the fake bags laid out on the table, honey. Child, a mess. Yes, okay, I saw that picture circulating of that too. Again, once we hear from People Magazine, TMZ, then I'll report on the story. Because that story is too serious for me to talk about without all the facts. A mess. Child. Hey, so Steph, thank you for the super chat. The daughter didn't tell her mom at first either. So to me, the real issue is homophobia within the household and communication issues. Not telling the siblings is a symptom of this, not the main issue. I'll say this, so Steph, I want them to nip this storyline in the bud because I don't have the patience, and I just feel so uncomfortable talking about all this. And it's just dysfunction at its finest. Hey, the life of Samad, thank you for the super chat. Andrew and Charles scared she may influence the kids. Is that what you think? I mean, I don't think so. I don't, want to put that out there. I just think that there's something else going on that we have no idea about, and that's why this whole thing makes no sense. Hey, so Steph, thank you for the super chat. I've been seeing right through Angela. Keep a man by any means. I hope it's not that, child. Hey, 2Ls, thank you for the super chat. Shamea is that girl, but hitched her brand to being a grossly loyal lapdog her first season, so she's to blame for her current arc. That's a very good point. Angela's daughter said Angela has always accepted her. There's something else going on. Yes, Angela has said that on Twitter, that she's always been supportive of Amari. I don't want to assume the worst. Yes, that's very true. Angela would not be forcing Amari to tell the kids that she was worried it would influence them. I agree. There's something that we'll never know, and therefore the storyline will never connect for the audience watching. I agree. I think that until Angela fills in the gaps and fills in the missing pieces, we are all going to be confused because I have no idea. I don't know what to say anymore. I just don't love this storyline. Marlo lied on how she makes her money. Alik in Jersey is who I trust. TMZ is now a compromised source. They are a paid source. Amari's not telling the whole truth. Amari got filler under her eyes by one of the new girls. Okay. Angela said on Watch I Was Live, the daughter and the wife have been together since teenagehood. Yeah, she said it on the show. They've been together since they were 17. You said it seems more like shame. I wonder how old the wife is. I believe the same age because they've been together since 17. Yes, they're hiding something. And that's the sum of it, honey. That's the long and the short of it. I'll say this though. I'm still confused about what was the reason why the grandmother and the aunt got into it with Amari in the first place last year. We never got that story either. On top of that, if Amari's married, why was she living with the grandmother and the aunt if she's married? If she's married, why are you living with your spouse? Why are you living with your grandmother and your aunt then? Where was the spouse living? And none of this makes any sense. Maybe it's the wife's family. She's only living with the girl now. They might talk about it. And also, Therese has a new book coming out in the fall, so that'll be another storyline right there. Oh, be clear. They're filming the new season of Jersey right now. This whole fight is going to be a part of the storyline. For sure. For sure. It's going to be a part of her storyline, a major part of her storyline, and it will be in the book too. Believe that. It was behind a car. Remember, she was demanding to drive the grandma's car. Your stepfather is Charles Oakley, and your mother has money as well. Why wouldn't you have a car? Like, that's what I'm confused about the finances. Does Amari have money? Does Angela give her any money? Like, I'm confused. Why would she be borrowing the grandma's car? See, that's why you need to tread lightly about blasting your family issues, because if you think that the audience is dumb and is going to just let you slide with giving us bits and pieces, you are sorely mistaken. In the day of social media, people want to know, what is the actual truth? It seems like Angela does fund her lifestyle. I don't know that Angela's daughter has access to Charles' money, not the grandma's car, because they're lying. Allegedly, Twitter is saying that Liz quit Rhode Island. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised, because Liz has been acting real angry about the backlash that she got over the last few episodes. She can't take it, honey. She loved it when everybody loved her with the, but he is, Ma, he is. She loved that. She loves the praise, but now Mama wants to quit when things get tough. But the crazy part is, this is light work. When it comes to all the scandals that have ever been scandaled before in the Housewives universe, this is light work. I mean, folks being mad at her for 2 seconds is real light compared to what other folks have had to deal with. I thought it was her car. You said, I don't like her in part 1. Liz is being mean, was weird and mean. You said, Liz quit, won't he do it? You said she felt she could use the car because Angela bought it. Plus, they didn't let her bestie Dolores film much, so I think she was on an island by herself. Yeah, this is nothing. I agree. We were introduced to Amari talking crazy about her grandmother and the way she managed the house and car. I don't remember that. What did she say about the grandmother? I just thought she said that they put her out and they got into a screaming match. That's all I remember. The house and car were bought by Angela. You said Amari is entitled, hence Angela trying to set boundaries. I'm super behind in the live, but a credit score of 230 took me out. Brooke, please. You said, right, when it was your grandmother's car, just because your mama bought it doesn't mean you can come and take it when you want to. Very entitled. She was talking crazy about the aunt and disappointed about the grandma. When I tell you something, this whole thing is a mess. This whole thing, Angela, I just need you to clear this up for us, because I can't. Like, I truly, the stories, the theories get worse and worse surrounding this whole storyline. we're spending more time making sense of those scenes with Amari than the duration of the episode. I agree. That's what I'm saying. I was confused by Amari's living situation too. I wonder if the wife is giving bum. I thought the same thing too. Because why are you living with your grandma and aunt and not your wife? You said it probably did spoil her. She became untitled and unruly. Ciao. It was a fight over the car. The grandmother and aunt told Amari that she had to pay them if she wanted to take the car. But why doesn't she have her own car? I'm surprised that she doesn't have her own car. Let's just move along, honey. Amari wasn't talking bad about the grandma. She was talking about her aunt calling her a demon, and her grandma took her aunt's side. And also, have Amari and Angela made up with the aunt? Like, we never got clarity on that situation. Are things good between Angela's sister? Like, I'm just so confused. None of this makes any sense. Yeah, honey, too many holes. We can conspire all day. She can take over Kelly's $20,000 car note. Thank you, Queen. Yeah, thank you, Queenling, for clarifying. I had forgotten about that. Jesus, Amari has the anger and entitlement of a child who was raised by grandma. Then mom got on her feet and spoiled her out of guilt. Damn, baby, the theories that are coming out today. Lots of bones for the bone collector. No, we didn't get an update on the Family Feud. Oh yes, honey, I'm watching Love Island, honey. Last night's episode gagged me. That's why I didn't watch Rhode Island, because I watched Love Island instead. But I need to get off of here and watch Rhode Island, because we were going to talk about Rhode Island tomorrow. Okay. Ciao. Oh, yes. Very good point. I don't think that things are good with the sister. The sister would have been at the meetup with the brother. Very true. Very true. And every time they show her sister, they blur her face out. So, yeah, that's a very good point. Things are probably still messed up. Angela, child, you were better off not bringing up this family storyline, because it's a lot of explaining to do. Just a mess. This story is just wild. It is wild. You said Angela's Family Value sounds like a good summer drama. This story is just wild. Damn, that's a read. Pandora wants her box back. I'm telling you, Angela and those backstories, honey. I appreciate that Angela's at least giving us personal story. When we say personal story, me personally, I don't love seeing dysfunction. And if you are going to give us dysfunction, I need you to set it all out and put it all out on the line. Don't give me a halfway personal story. I don't know. Yes, can the personal story make sense though? Come with the whole truth or keep it. I agree. No, I'm serious. I just feel like, give me the full give me 70% of, like, obviously you don't tell everybody everything, but can you give the audience 70% of the personal story? You're giving us 10% and withholding the other 90. Is this even Angela's story to show that? And see, and that's the real gag of the whole. No, let's talk about that, because it feels like we're using our daughter's storyline for a storyline. If we're being honest, her storyline should be about her and Charles, not her and her daughter. If we're let's really get into it. Angela, again, it's no shade, but let's child. Give something that makes sense. She needs a storyline. She's tiptoeing around the story. This doesn't help her family or entertain the audience. Just tell the story or don't tell it. None of this bits and pieces. I agree. Yes, put it all on the floor. Leave it on the playground. Don't leave out huge chunks. Yes, that's true. It's not Angela's story because this is Amari's life. Amari ain't the housewife. Angela is. Child, y'all had me screaming in here. Mind you, it came out of nowhere. It did. It did come out of nowhere. This storyline did come out of nowhere. This is a housewife show. You said, hey, friend, you said you came in late, have a lot going on, but Amari reminds me of my older sister and her entitlement. She's spoiled and doesn't take any accountability. You said you're the eldest daughter. My eldest daughters, no. Oh, so you're on Angela's side? They leave so much on the cutting room floor, but decided to air this. It kind of is Angela's story because she has a strained relationship with her child. Yes. Yeah, but then it delves into the kid's personal story too, and the kid doesn't want to tell. I don't know. I think overall, I'm just tired. I think that I'm just uncomfortable because we're just veering into very like dysfunctional territory, I feel. Yeah, honey, gave her own confessional. You know, she got a check. She got her day rate and craft services. I said, okay. I said, everybody's getting a check, huh? I don't think we can pick a side. Not enough information. I agree. Yes, nothing about the story is interesting. It's uncomfortable to watch, especially after the mother-daughter drama with Jackie and Chantel. I agree. She could have just told them to cut that mess out. They said the gown was Tom Ford. Amari's going to end up on Next Gen. You guys are so silly. You guys are so silly. Oh my gosh. Y'all are you are so funny. No, you said she had her neck all out and everything, honey. Yeah, honey, she was showing all her skin. The gown was beautiful. She looked pretty. But Mama was ready for her close-up, honey. She was ready, honey. She had her gown laid out the night before, honey. Y'all have me screaming. You said her gown was Tom Ford. Honestly, I'm not interested in this storyline. Ciao. How about not filming this at all? I agree. You guys are so funny. It says that it says about no production is no. Think of it. No, you're right. What does it say about production? They give this so much shine. It's showing that production is messy, and they're trying to get Amari to say something more while Angela's not there. Because you film those confessionals one-on-one. It's just you in that room with the producers and the cameraman. So them giving her own confessional, that was giving, all right, say something that your mom does not want us to know. Tell us the truth. It was giving, we're going to give you this confessional, pay for your glam and all your stuff, and slipped her a cute little check under the doorway and said, all right, now tell us the truth. What's really going on? It's shady, honey. It's shady of them. I agree. It's telling us it's going to be a bigger plot down the line. Yes, it is. It is telling us that. Yes, we have 6 more episodes left. So yes, it is telling us that that's not going to be Amari's only confessional, and that this is going to be a storyline and a plot point for when they come back from Scotland. For sure. Handing out checks to the kids in the breezeway. It's giving SLC Brittany and her daughter. Yes. Yes, no, it is. The dark side of production. It's very true. Angela said that Charles, Shamea, and Gerald vacation together. Oh, really? Oh, okay. So now they're close? Unless they're playing us and this is for her to get a check. I put nothing past anybody. Miss Diane hasn't even gotten a confessional. To be fair, Angela handed it to them on a plate. That's very true. So several of y'all feel the same way with this. I've seen this theory several times today in this live. I can't see Gerald around Angela after what she said about Shamea cheating. Child. Miss Diane just want to eat her pizza in peace, honey. I have to be honest. I can no longer speculate. I have no clue what the point of this storyline is. I don't know what the point of this is either. It doesn't make any sense. Brittany from SOC is always live on TikTok singing for gifts. Oh wow. Oh baby, she needs that money, huh? You said Angela said Shamea has a solid marriage and it was never about her and always about Portia. It seems like they casted her because of her dynamic with her mom, and now that she's passed away, they're using Amari. And I want them to stop. Not us writing fanfic, singing for roses, honey. You said after Shamea made those allegations about Drew sleeping with Dennis, I don't care about what any of what Angela said. Shamea was being nasty to Drew. Well, child, we're going to end Atlanta here, honey. When I tell you this episode just had me questioning, because I was confused for a good chunk of it, okay? We're going to end it here. I'm going to hop off. I need to watch Rhode Island because we're going to talk about that. I will see y'all tomorrow early afternoon, same time, probably around 1:30, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will see you all for Rhode Island, and we will chat, okay? So, guys, I'm going to close out. I thank you all for rocking with me today. I hope you all had a good time. I had a great time. Hey, Darkchild99, thank you for the super chat. Church announcements before Brooke closes out. Real Houses of London comes to Peacock on July 29th. Ultimate Girls Trip comes out August 9th. Trader Season 5 comes out September 17th. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that, letting us know. Thank you, Darkchild. Thank you. Oh, one last thing, y'all. Oh, one last thing. Make sure if you have not bought your tickets yet for the live show, the live stream tickets are available down below in the description box. There are still tickets left. We're pretty much almost sold out, y'all. I can't wait to see y'all next month, honey. We're going to have a good old time. And yeah, guys, it's going to be some good tea. I have some stories about some of these Bravo celebrities, child, that I've been sitting on and holding on for a long time. We're going to talk. It's going to be a good time. But y'all, again, I will see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. Have a great rest of your day. And we will chat tomorrow about Rhode Island Reunion Part 1. Okay, guys? Bye, y'all.